Live from Supercell Arena here in Katowice, Poland. My name is Falcone, and this is the Brawl Stars Championship! 8 teams have fought their way through the January online qualifiers and find themselves here, where they are competing for a first place prize of $20,000. Also, any team that does well here will earn themselves points. These points could eventually lead to them competing in the Brawl Stars World Finals, where they could win this spectacular trophy and their share of over $1 million in prize money. But first, who will win this weekend? We'll find out over the next couple days, but to bring you your first match is our legendary casters, Trid and Woody.
Thank you very much, Falcone, and I think your praise may be a little bit too high for myself, but certainly not for my co-caster. To the left of me, it's Mr. Woody joining me on the desk.
Howdy y'all, and welcome to the very first monthly finals of the Brawl Stars Championship. We have got some amazing teams here today and some of the best Brawl in action in the entire world.
And we may have changed up the format a little bit just for this monthly final, just a teeny bit. We're going to have 2 groups going in a single round-robin competition to qualify for tomorrow's semi-finals and finals. So it's only today that seems a little bit different.
That's right, Trid. In Group A, our first round-robin will be Clash, Red Kalunga, and Code Magic.
And of course, in Group B, it's SK Gaming, PSG Esports, and Omen Elite. Only the top 2 teams will progress to tomorrow's semi-finals.
We're going to rank them based on number of matches won, then sets won, and then if it comes down to the tiebreaker, games won. So every single game matters. These teams are going to be fighting all out for victory. The first matchup that we have today is Clash versus Red Kalunga.
Yeah, these teams are going to be obviously representing the Europe, Middle East, and Asia, Middle East and Africa, a region from Team Clash, and Red Kalunga coming in from the Latin American South.
Clash showing their moves in the pre-roll here. This team has had a lot of fun together. They've been competing for about 6 months as the same squad, so you know that they've got a lot of team synergy and are really going to be bringing their A-game here today. Red Kalunga, on the other hand, has been together not quite as long, just about 3 months, but they have really clicked, and we're expecting great things for them today, Trid.
Absolutely, and also you've got to bear in mind, Woody, that there's been a bit of downtime since they qualified back towards the end of January as well, so their qualification may not necessarily be indicative of their strength right now. They could have gained strength, they could have lost it as well. Just something to bear in mind over the course of this final.
That's true, and there's also the occasional balance change that can kind of shake up the meta a little bit. So these 2 teams are going to have to finally find, after waiting for weeks, which one of them is better and which one of them is going to be advancing to the semifinals tomorrow. Now, I've got a little bit of insider information to share with you here, Trid. We spoke with the teams before this match began, and we learned that Red Kalunga, all 3 of the members of this team, find Clash to be the most difficult team that they would expect to go up against. Clash is their nemesis, so this is really going to test their skills in the very first battle.
Acknowledging your opponent is probably the first step to overcoming them. That goes different against a lot of teams. Just give you a little spoiler about what's coming on later in the day. A lot of teams are actually saying SK Gaming is their feared team or the favorite, so maybe it's a combination of Clash and SK. That could be a preview of our final tomorrow, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's have a look at the bans for this first game. Mr. P ban coming in for Clash, and Red Kalunga taking away the Max.
Yeah, 2 brawlers that will not be available to either of these teams. We also asked these teams which their favorite brawlers are before the round began. And we actually heard that Guille loves Max, so unfortunately, sorry to say it, but Max will not be available in this match. We're going to have a best of 5 sets, and each set will be a best of 3 games. The first setup today is Layer Cake. It's a bounty map.
First map, obviously, if you're unfamiliar with Brawl Stars, you're tuning in for the first time, it's all about the stars above your head. You get a kill, you gain another value, or increase your bounty, so to speak. If the other team eliminates you, they get points based on the amount of stars you have. And to spice things off, to kick off and catalyst this event, you got 1 star in the middle to fight for to give you that early lead.
So just to keep it simple, remember the stars are counted in the top left and top right corner. Whichever team has more stars at the end is the winner.
And already you can see the ticks trading out, so Chaos and Percival both taking control of those particular brawlers. You've got the Pipers present as well, and they're just going to be waiting, playing the time. No one's going to risk going for that first star, because if you get that star, that's only worth 1 point. But if you lose your life, you're giving over 2, so it's not exactly the most advantageous of trades to take.
Certainly not. You see a ton of firepower going on into the center of the arena there. Those dueling ticks just dropping as many bombs as they can, trying to prevent the opposing team from gaining any ground, and they've done a great job of it so far. Guigle up on top for Red. Kalunga doing his best to kind of poke through that left bush and now into the center, trying to prevent anyone from gaining any ground at all. Every single tile matters here, Trid.
Playing it nice and slow. I'm certain once the first star's taken, the tempo of the rest of this game will be defined, because then we have a team with a lead to hold, a lead to control, and motivation for their opponent.
Here comes
the offensive.
Chaos throws out a super tick, and he doesn't get a kill, but that does give a little bit of space for Guille to grab that star in the center. A nice early lead for Clash. They gain the upper hand, but will start to pull back and play a bit more defensive now that they are in the lead. Oh, almost kills Piper. Not quite, though.
Going to retreat around. Piper obviously has the range to play with here, so can play a little bit further back than some of her fellow brawlers, and will keep her relatively safe. If you get tagged a few times, you still have to back off, because the aggression can come in, and Azkada gets tagged again, sitting at around about 1200 HP, having to hide behind. There's 25 seconds remaining, Woody, and we might end with a 1-0 scoreline at this rate.
Oh, I don't expect that. These teams are going to go all in the last few seconds, doing their best to try to get a kill, but Kata has not been able to get that poke that he's looking for, going way far down. Now Trevor getting low, but finishes off Guigle. That is a big lead now for Clash, as it's up to Red Cannons to get the comeback in 5 seconds.
Chaos's head first actually hunted down Parzival as well. They have a 7-star lead, Woody, with 2 seconds remaining. First game going over to Clash.
And that is the advantage in gaining a little early head start. You get that first star and you can play defense, Trid. It puts the onus on your opponents to start attacking you. And when you're walking into that much firepower, it's hard not to lose a few brawlers.
As you can see, that game got out of hand fast once that first star came into play, and Woody gave a very good explanation as to why. We're going to be jumping into our next game. It's obviously still going to be on Layer Cake, still a bounty map. The players, they have the option of making adaptations if they like to, but we saw pretty much mirror compositions coming out from them anyway, so I don't expect many changes, but I'm welcome to be surprised.
Yep, and they do have the chance to switch out their brawlers and change up their star powers in between each match, but we do have a strict schedule that we expect them to keep to. They only have a little bit of time before we're hopping into game number 2. Clash looking to close it out in this first set to grab the bounty win, while Red Kalunga is going to be facing that uphill battle, struggling to get 2 in a row.
Well, let's see how they pan out as we jump onto the second map. No changes on the side of Clash. I believe Red Kalunga are running identical as well. So just going to try and, again, scatter these tick bombs all over the center, try and gain control. And we saw the big moment that really shifted this into the next gear, Woody, was when Chaos managed to get his head first online. So I imagine that's going to be the next catalyst, unless someone gets picked off earlier.
Ooh. It's going to be the same lineups for both teams, but it looks like Piper and Jean are going to be swapping players. Guigle and Kata are going to swap out here. Jean's still going to be applying pressure over there on the left side, but no kills yet. We do get the first star, however, for Red Kalunga. That bodes well for them going into the late game.
It's a good change of pace, as Kata actually picks up Treball on the left as well, so they've blown this round wide open. You got to remember, the margin was only 7 stars in the previous game, so if that's the same this case, Woody, they're already halfway to victory.
Guigle getting real low, going to have to back off a bit here. There's an advantage for Piper to be sitting in those bushes. If she's running her ambush star power, that is a lot of extra damage if she manages to get that shot from inside the bush.
They're just playing as far back as they can. Eventually, they may get to a situation where they are boxed, though, but they have to enter this no man's land to get into cover. Oh, and Greekle gonna find Guille on the back line, makes him 5 stars right now, extending that lead for Red Kalunga even farther.
This is going to be super tough for Clash to come back at this point. Already 5 stars down. They would need a couple of kills, and they don't seem to be getting much headway at all. Finally, Trevor gets his super, pulls out the mortar, but not going to keep it for long. The pull from Kata is going to grab it back, and that's going to equalize the playing field. 20 seconds left, and Red Kalunga just has to play defense a little bit longer.
Trying to see who's got supers here. Guille has the reposition if he comes under pressure or wants to get in close for an assassination. The head first goes in, easily spotted out by Kata to stop that from coming in. But a nice shine from Guille brings about the 3 stars. They can close the gap, Woody, in the last 5 seconds if they're good enough.
There it is! They've closed the gap. It's a 5-5 draw for game number 2.
Draws. Wasn't expecting to see that in game number 2 of the entire season of monthly finals we are going to have, Woody.
Yeah, draws aren't too popular. They don't happen very often, but Bounty is a map where you can definitely see them happen now and again. Take a look at that pull from Kata, though. Gets an expert kill out on that Penny on the left side. Trevor got that mortar setup, but couldn't keep the cannon for too long. I think that Gene and Penny matchup was definitely in Gene's favor there, but ultimately at the end couldn't hold that defensive top line, and with a 5-5 draw, we're just going to have to replay that one and see who's going to be moving on.
Ooh. Spicy. Wasn't expecting that. 10 seconds remaining before we jump into the next game. Like we said, could see some adaptations. Really, only the players swapped the brawlers, but the brawlers themselves didn't change until now. We see Trevor on the Brock.
Interesting swap out here. Yeah, Brock, along with Piper, is one of the longest range brawlers in the game. He can only fire straight, though, so he's really got to get this angle right. And with so many tick bombs coming out, it's going to be really difficult to get that setup.
I feel like that's Parzivul's job for this initial round, especially. Make sure he's contributing one of his ammo over to the right-hand side to stop Trevor's angles coming in, deny him the supercharge, and also deny him the just general damage to the enemy team.
Parzival doing a great job setting up those bombs right there in the center of the map. Same thing for Chaos. That's going to deny the ability for the opposing team to kind of sneak up into that bush and try to grab that star really quickly. Here we go, though. We're going to finally get some push over there on the left side from Kata. He's trying to get some more coverage of that center bush, but doesn't get it long enough. Well, actually, hold on. I guess that Piper grabbed the star, and now Red Kalunga's going to be in the lead. I take it back.
Yeah, a little bit of misdirection coming in from Red Kalunga. Look at Kata, and then the other hand's in your back pocket, taking the star from the center of the map. They've disappeared into the crowd already.
Very sneaky, sis. All right, let's get back in the action with another big shot committed. Super from iChaos is denied by Guigle. That Piper shot deals a ton of damage and knocked out in one hit. Guille almost grabs a kill there, but is forced back a little bit. Advantage for Red Kalunga, but they are really being pressured hard.
It's only a 1-star difference at the moment with 40 seconds remaining. This could swing real fast, especially if Guille wants to get dropped down to 766. The head first in hot pursuit, uses his own super to get away and escapes that damage perfectly, making sure that lead doesn't extend too far for Red Kalunga.
Very sneaky play by Gene over on that left side in the bush, hiding around, took a shot from Guille and almost got finished off by Trevor, but not able to get the connection there. He does land a few shots and has got some great area denial there. Brock using
the pull! He's got Trevor right in front of him, and it's Parzival to pick up the kill. What a clutch play there coming in from Red K, giving us a 3-star lead, and the pressure's really on for Clash with 5 seconds remaining.
Awesome job there, but they're not out of the thick of it just yet. Just one more hit could take down either Guigle or Kata. We've got 1 second left, and there it goes! It's the kill, but it's not going to be enough. Red Kalunga will hold on to the lead. A 3-2 score in this game number 2. We are going to have a tied up set.
Tied up 1 apiece on the sets. Just going to need 1 more game victory from either of these teams. Will push them 1-0 in the series and closer to claiming the first ever victory in a monthly final.
That was a beautiful pull by Gene in that last game. Red Kalunga grabbing that brawler and denying Brock the damage he was so desperately trying to get. When you're behind in stars in this bounty game trade, you really have to push hard and take a few risks. Make a few pop shots out into the bushes and just hope that they connect. This time, it didn't pay off, and Clash and Red Kalunga are going to be going to the tiebreaker in their very first set.
Yeah, Clash have gone back, and they've reassessed. They've gone back to the Penny rather than using the Brock again. So they're going to keep the pressure on the left-hand side, but Red Kalunga are so happy with what they got right now. They're real confident in what they're doing. Just need to get hold of that first star and get that early lead again.
That was a killer Piper duel right there in the center. Guigle and Guille almost each got a kill, but couldn't quite manage to get the finishing blow. Star going to still be sitting there in the center. Tick's trying to land some bombs on the enemies, but just finally gets the first hit there on that right side. Charging up their supers, though, and doing their best to get control. Parzival doing an awesome job, really pushing back that Clash team.
Oh, no!
Wow, Red Kalunga grabs the star, but can't hold on to it. Knocked down by Guille. That's going to be an advantage for Clash.
That's always the risk, Woody. That early advantage has come back to bite them because now Clash are the ones who have got it and they can go on the defense. Guille on Piper can play especially far back, so he's able to play a little bit safer than the others and keep that 3-star bounty on his head alive for longer.
Kata misses a pull there, but Chaos has been able to charge up his super. The cannon has been deployed now, and it's going to start raining down fire on the attackers. That star power as well for Chaos is going to provide some void zone denial, helping to prevent any pushes from Red Kalunga. They've got to hold on for 45 seconds.
As the tick bombs are going to be traded again. Trebor pushing a little bit further up now as he retreats, obviously, as that line of Red Kalunga presses forward. Head first going in, Parzival didn't have to cover 280 HP, and on the back end of it, the regular attack will find him. The tick bombs coming in true. 25 seconds remaining, 4-star lead for Clash.
The super set up in a bomb to knock it down. It's a beautiful strike for Trevor, giving Clash the crucial edge that they need and denying Parzival
And again!
And again!
Chaos gonna find it, head first goes in, finds the double! Clash punishing Red Kalunga for their arrogance, their insistence, their conviction to keep going. And they have a 12-star to 1 lead. They'll walk away with the first map. Bounty going the way of Clash.
Wow, Kalunga picking up that first star, but Clash had the last laugh. A 2-1 victory in this bounty match to start things off.
There you can see Guille just picking up that first kill, punishing Red Kalunga for going for the early star. And again, Kata just getting hit from both angles there. Penny coming in for the support, even though you could see that a shot from Guille was going to land regardless. It's always good to have that support from your teammate to guarantee it.
Relatively consistent brawler picks in this first set. Always Penny, Piper, and Tick for that Clash team, and it worked out well for them picking up the wins with both of those lineups. Just a little bit of brawler swaps there.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Red Kalunga swapping Jean and Piper between their two teammates, but still just running Tick every single time with Jean and Piper to boost them up. Here's some stats for that last map. 168,818 damage dealt, Trid.
That's a lot of damage, let's put it like that. But you know, you got a kills in. One point to point out really is they did make that one brawler swap where they ended up putting, I can't remember which player it was, onto the Brock, and it was punished heavily by Red Kalunga. As soon as they went back to that composition, it was working out for them. That's when the W started coming in. No need to change it up anymore. Moving on to our next match, Gem Grab, we're going to double swoosh for the second set of this match.
I really just have to point out from that last set in Bounty that there were 12 kills and 3 deaths on the side of Clash. So even though it was a 2-1, looking close in the very last game of that set, it actually turned out to be quite a stomping in the end there. Clash proving that they have the skills to go the distance here in game number 4 of that set, grabbing a 4-1 kill-death ratio.
Already jumping into the action, so no one's gained center control yet, but it does look like Red Kalunga were playing much farther up until now, at which point they're able to go ahead and take center control. Chaos, being the gem carrier for Clash, will retreat with a nice 3-gem lead.
So with this second set, we're watching Gem Grab now. It's no longer just about the kills, it's about holding on to gems. Your team needs to hold on to 10 gems for 15 seconds, or if both teams have 10 gems or more, whichever team has more gems needs to hold on to them.
Guille on the left-hand side on the Tara, dealing quite handedly with the Sandy, who's also popped their super on the right-hand side, giving that stealth over to Clash, allowing them to move a little bit more confidently around the center map, as Geekall is going to obviously bring that up himself and now use it to reposition fast, but he's in a 2v1 on the left-hand side. He doesn't want to bite that off, because that's exactly what's going to happen as Guille finds him off to the side, and Clash are just looking dominant on this map, Woody.
It is hard to imagine how they can be so strong, but 10 gems and 0 for Red Kalunga. Chaos going to hug the border of that Sandy super, just trying to stay invisible and stay out of enemy range. And they've done it! A team kill for Clash, and they are going to walk away victorious in game number 1.
That was pretty textbook, Woody. By the numbers, as you'd expect, and no real hiccups coming in for Clash there. That was just a bit of a wash.
That was an absolute domination. Well played to them. expecting great things from this Clash team as they've picked up the first set and now game number 1 of set 2.
And you can see here in the replay, Chaos, he pulls in. Oh, sorry, I don't know, he pulled in, sorry. He definitely pulled in another member of the Red Kalunga team. It just made it such an easy kill. As soon as you pull people into your fighting ground, into your territory, you and your friends, you can goon squad them. Just get away with whatever you want.
Gene is a really clever pick on this map, especially if you can get a grab on the enemy gem carrier. You can completely reset the entire map if you get that clutch grab and are able to grab all those gems. That's the name of the game, Trid. Gem grab.
Gene grab.
Gem grab, yeah, indeed.
Getting ready to just jump into the next game. So obviously you're still going to be on gem grab, going back onto double swoosh, and saw some variations. I'm not quite sure about Red Kalunga's choice to use the pan. Now obviously you have the super that will generate the healing for you. It's very useful positioned correctly. But at the same time, you know, when you have to go on a full offensive to try and go into the enemy spawn to collect the gems, the super doesn't really get much value, and you can't pick it up and take it with you, unfortunately. But again,
there, it's nice to be able to get healed up, but it looks like they agreed with you. They're going to swap Pam out of that composition. Chaos will still be holding on to those gems. Actually, Gene is still going to be holding on to those gems, but they switched out their lineup here. It's going to be Chaos now.
Eagle actually on the spike here, 46 HP, going to punish Guille, who went deep into the back line. So they have a man advantage to press into the center. Maybe possible go ahead and get himself that gem. So they're not going to be completely shut out. 4-0 like they were last time. They still need to get kills, and that's exactly what Parzival is going to do. Picks up his second gem, but Chaos is playing so far back, it's going to be next to impossible for them to capitalize on those gems. They just have to play for their own economy at this point.
Parzival picking a bit more offensive of a star power here. He's got that Spirit Slap, so he'll deal more damage when his super is fully charged up. On the other hand, though, you can see Chaos getting little healing puffs around him. Every seconds, he's going to give 400 hit points to any teammate nearby.
Well, Chaos just created a window of opportunity to go and take center control. He pulled in Spike and was able to take him out. Let's talk about how powerful Gene's grab is. And again, Guille comes up to the side, takes out Recall. And Parzival just absolutely demolished by Trebor Sandy. Now those gems are sat there in the middle. They're going to wait until Parzival can come back up to collect them. But it's not a total loss. There's only 2 gems in it right now.
Would have been nice if Clash could have grabbed a few of those gems, but definitely playing it safe there and staying back on their own side of the map. They've got the gem advantage after all, but they're not going to hold on to it long now. It's still 7-7 and tied up now as Red Kalunga has taken the middle of the map and are looking strong in this game.
Yeah, this Spike really able to get that damage around the terrain. Doesn't have to blow it up. He can just position his bombs correctly and just go around the corners. Nowhere is safe for Clash to hide and get that health regen in the brush.
Gem has already spawned, now 2 in the center, but neither team willing to make that push. Look out here, if we get a clutch grab, that could be the end of Chaos.
Parzival needs to run!
Down!
Trebor is going to find him on the back line, and they immediately swing that in favor of Clash. 18 gems, and they need to go fully on the defense right now. Red Kalunga sprinting out of their spawn to try and stop this set from going over to Clash.
An absolutely dominant shutdown from Clash, gaining the 2 brawler advantage and holding on to 18 gems now. That is going to be a double swoosh win for Clash.
And Clash will now pick up their second set of the match. We're going to be moving shortly over to our third set, which will be Siege, and the map we're going to be using for that is Nuts and Bolts. We've got some replays on your screen right now. See Chaos trying to go for the grab there, but he's going to deal enough damage to Kader. Parzival, really dangerous here. You see 192 HP, but he's standing right by Sandy's super. He has no idea of knowing exactly what is going to come out of that sandstorm and from where.
Terrifying to go up against such a skilled team and not even know where they're at, Trid. They really made use of that Sandy ability to great benefit. Clash with a 2-0 set score right now. They'll just need to pick up 1 more, and they've got 3 game modes left, Siege, Heist, and Brawl Ball available to them.
Well, they're going to have to run the gauntlet now. They cannot lose another set, Woody, if they want to walk away with the first match win here. And on the flip side, it's match point for Clash. They just need to have a good performance on Siege, which is coming up in the next 30 seconds. And they can walk away with the first win and give themselves a nice position, because in this round robin, there's only 3 teams, Woody. As a team, you're only playing 2 matches. So if you can walk out of a group with a 2-0 scoreline, you will guarantee yourself a place in the semifinals tomorrow. And giving yourself an early W gives you 2 more chances, well, gives you another chance of failure, so to speak.
That's right, Trid. And even if they just get the 3-0 set win, Clash is going to be very well positioned to advance. If it goes down to a tiebreaker, it doesn't get better than a 3-0 set win.
Absolutely, it's really going to push them up there with that differential, and really, it's all coming up Clash. If they win this now in the 3-0, Woody, I'm going to stake a claim on it. I'm going to say we're going to seed them tomorrow, regardless of what happens. We will.
Could be. You know, they did get a 2-1 victory in Bounty, so another team would have to get an absolute smashing 6-0 sweep in order to overcome Clash at that point.
Well, that's on the assumption that they end up with a draw, and hopefully we won't see that in Siege. Very rare, I imagine, as Parsable on 56 HP will go down. Early bolts going over to Clash, as well as the mid-control.
Wow.
That first Siege bot, it's not a matter of when it's going to come or who's going to get it. It's about how powerful it's going to be. Only getting a level 2 Siege, not the worst thing for Red Kalunga, but they cannot go down here in the offense.
It bears repeating how dominant that performance was from Clash, an absolute team kill, and now just dropping bombs all over the place. The soup from Guille coming in twice now, and this Ike is getting pulverized down to the single digits.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it.
That's it. One Siege Machine and Clash has wiped their opponents off the board.
Not just that, Woody, a level 2 Siege Machine. Siege Machine? I'm losing my words. I'm absolutely stunned by that. That shouldn't be happening that early into the game. Complete dominance from Clash has just carried forward from their previous set. If you have a look at the replay now, this barrage coming in from Barley, from Spike as well, just nailing all this damage that could just be targeted in one location. You gotta remember with Barley Super as well, you're not just hitting the robot, you're not just hitting the Ike, you're hitting every person who's trying to defend that safe. It's so much value to bring onto the Siege.
Incredibly difficult to get that dominant of mid lane control, and with the Siege Machine to help provide a little bit of coverage in front of you, it's great tanking power and a ton of damage dished out from this team of 3. Let's see if they can do it again, Trid.
Barley, Gene, and Sandy, I believe, on the side of Clash, and we're going to come out with the Gene. I believe that's Daryl as well. With the Barley, trade out damage. Regal is going forward, dies immediately after picking up the bolt, so he's going to give that early pressure over the Clash, who picked up 2 bolts in their possession. We're going to see a minimum another level 2 bolt, another level 2 Siege robot going in for the assault. That's exactly what it's going to come out. They've actually managed to get it a level 3. Now, I wonder if they can do the exact same thing they did last round. They've got supers on the board in terms of Chaos's grab. He can pull Giggle out of position like that, guarantee the early kill, but Giggle turns it around before going down. They've mitigated this disaster.
Thank goodness for Red Kalunga. They still have a level 3 Siege bot coming in, but they're going to be able to block it with this Daryl rolling straight into him and soaking a ton of that damage. It might be a punch or two on that Ike, but Red Kalunga has been able to stay alive.
Much better. Only 13% this time, as opposed to 100% last time, Woody. So that's a substantial improvement, I would say.
But when are they going to get a bolt? They still haven't gotten any. They're trying to poke out on that right side. Beagle finally grabs one of them, but it's still a major advantage for Clash. They're guaranteed to get the second Siege now.
Yeah, Clash is sitting on 4 bolts before Giggle even was able to pick up the first one for the side of Red Kalunga. So we're guaranteeing a Siege bot on the assault. They've managed to pump it up to a level 6 Siege bot, Woody. This is not looking good for Red Kalunga.
Red Kalunga are at the ropes. This is their last chance to win this match. They've gone down on an 0-2 set score so far and lost the first game of Siege. Can they keep their Ike alive? It's up to them now. Parzival on defense. The last line trying to keep Guille out.
Guille, he's sitting on his super right now. He can throw the barrage, but he's going to hold on to it. Siegebot able to get 48% damage on those. Giggle is in the hunt for Guille. Now he's a little bit isolated. Trebor and Guille can collapse, and he's completely out of mid, so he's not able to even get the bolts as well. Just giving more and more control over to Clash. He's going to throw out a panic super, picks up Giggle in that final strike. 2-bolt lead at the moment for Clash, and a couple of seconds remaining.
That's it, Trid. There's no way for Red Kalunga to catch up. Clash have done it. The third and final Siege. All 3 tic-tac-toe for Team Clash. They are going to be moving on with a grand victory in this game number 2 for an awesome set score of 3-0 in our first match.
And we might see it. We're just going to play it out. This is almost a victory lap, Woody, just to break down the Ike. 2% remaining, and it's on the 0. Dominant performance from Clash, and they will walk away with the first match win of our monthly finals.
The Iron Giant dominating that Ike and giving Clash the edge that they had hoped for. Congratulations to our team from Spain. They will be moving on to their next round in this round robin with a 1-0 match score.
You can see they're very happy about that, but it's all a part of the business. This is just the beginning, Woody. They still have a long campaign here at these monthly finals. You see handshakes. Well, not handshakes. We're being safe right now, Woody. We're going for the classic fist bumps instead. We've got a replay on your screen right now. This is Giggle managing to pick up that kill onto IKaos on the back line, so he wasn't able to get those 3 members assaulting the Ike. But we're going to find out more about this match and what's coming next by going over to our host, Falcone.
Thank you, Trid. Well, Spanish team Clash just took down Red Colunga with that 3-0 set victory, meaning that they are the first team to get a win in the monthly finals and this year in Brawl Stars Esports. We are going to, in just a moment, take a little look at the group and see how things are affected. But yes, this is a round-robin format. Each win is incredibly important, and as long as Clash can take one more win today, then they have booked their spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. Right then, let's take a look at the groups and see how they look now, with the next matchup coming up being SK Gaming up against Omen Elite. So here we go. Let's take a look and see what the latest update is. Again, a little reminder, Clash just took down Red Colunga with a 3-0 victory, and now it looks like the next teams are getting ready. SK Gaming on my right, and Omen Elite coming in on the left. We do have a little video which shows a little bit of their personalities, which I believe we're going to be watching any second now. But it's looking like this is going to be a very good match. SK Gaming rocking the new white jerseys. They are previously free agents, now SK Gaming. On the left though, Omen Elite is going to give them a run for their money. Casters, Ark, Trid, are you ready for this next match?
I think we're certainly ready. I mean, I've been working hard already with Woody, but Ark's been over here just enjoying the confectionery that's on display in the stadium.
What? It smells really good from over there. I couldn't resist. What? I mean,
give me some of that.
Have some of that popcorn. It's really, really good.
We're going to jump into our next match. You guys see, obviously, they've been introduced already by Falcone. We've got SK Gaming going up against Omen Elite. And obviously, Omen Elite, just to make you aware, had some last-minute substitutions on the way here to the monthly finals, didn't they, Ark?
Yeah, sadly so. Super Say could not be here, unfortunately, but thoughts with him. I'm sure he's watching at home, so shout out to him. He played a massive role in getting the team to where they are today. But stepping in today is Magellan, joining Corey and Zulan. So it's going to be a great show nonetheless. On the other side of the coin, you've got SK Gaming, Whitey, Skyrex, a Shill, and Twisty Twix.
And here are the bands coming in. Well, it's not surprising. Mr. P still being banned as he was done in the first match, and Gene actually going to be taken out. And I know you were watching, Ark. In that first match, Gene provided quite the impact on that series.
Yeah, massively so. Gene is by far one of the most favourite brawlers picked in the pro scene. So Magic Puffs, great star power, good for healing your teammates, and Spirit Slap as well puts a lot of pressure on the opponent, so forcing them back and getting that mid-control for your team. So
also pivotal in this series. So we're going to remind you of the map set real quick. It's going over to Layer Cake, so Bounty, Gem Grab, Seed, and just to remind you, Heist and Brawl Ball do exist. It's just we didn't go very far with the last series to kind of prove that to you, but don't worry. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more even competition and get, potentially, and I'm hoping here, we get our first 5-match series, or 5-set match would be more specific.
Absolutely, absolutely. It'd be great to see some of those game modes make an appearance here today. But nonetheless, Layer Cake is actually one of my favorite bounty maps. It features a lot of really diverse brawlers, and here we go, going straight in then.
Okay, so we're seeing fairly similar compositions to what we saw in the first round from SK Gaming. They've also gone here for the tick. They got Piper, and they're going to have Penny as well. And on the other side, this is the Brock seed coming in for Omen. Now, we saw Clash try this in the previous series. It didn't really work out for them.
Yeah, Brock's a bit of an odd one, really, and it depends what you're going for. You're going to go for sort of like more of an aggressive stance with Rocket number 4, or do you want to kind of get rid of some of that area denial with Incendiary? It depends on the... Oh, great snipe there from Twist on the left-hand side. Gets the takedown on Magellan. Looks easy.
Everyone's fighting over this middle star, but no one's thinking about the potential of being killed off. Twisted Twig then going to pick up the star on top of that, giving a nice 3-point lead over to SK nice and early.
That's the thing about the star. You can use it to your advantage and make it so that it's a bit more like a trap almost, and that's what SK did. With a 3-star lead right now, good pressure from Wiley on that mid, just keeping Zulan forced back and not able to really snipe much against Twisty.
Yeah, it's all about controlling the angles, the zone denial coming out from the team.
Absolutely.
Not Magellan getting the sight lines he wants. Just allowing Twisted Twig to use his range to trade with Zulan. There's the aggression coming out from Omen. They're very good to take that space and force SK Gaming back to give themselves a little bit more head first. running straight into the brush. They saw that coming a mile away.
Oh, but down goes Wiley there and forced back into the spawner. SK, this would be a great chance for Omen to get 1 star more and draw it up. They're not able to get Skyrex. He's hanging.
Zulan!
Twisty.
Zulan going to be finding out Twisted Twig there, ties it up. In fact, no, he had the 3-star bounty on his head. That's even more impressive for Omen. They now have the lead, and we have a complete switch over to the pressure being all applied by Omen.
It can turn as quickly as that in bounty, and now Omen are in a great position as long as they don't go too far back into their spawn too early. This could be a victory for them with only 15 seconds left on the clock.
All the time in the world to still make a difference. They're going to have to go all or nothing on this one. Skyrex early damage and a beautiful snipe from Twisted
Curry goes down and another one from Twisty.
Back to back from Twisted Twig.
SK making that ending look so easy. What a fantastic turnaround for them.
That's kind of a spicy 2-tap from Twisted Twig to bring his team the victory there. First game going over to SK. Like I said, it's a best of 3 of a best of 5 effectively right now. They're at set point. It'd be a nice early start. We saw how dominant Clash could be when they got that early lead. Is it going to be more of the same for SK? They have been touted as one of the teams to watch out for. A lot of teams at this monthly final paying them respect. Obviously named them as free agents, but they were recently picked up by SK Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Free agents no longer. It was unfortunate for Omen. They had a great amount of control, and again, it's just that period of time where you've got to get back to your spawn to defend, and if you do that a bit too prematurely, it can really come back to bite you. But SK Gaming, a bit slow to the mark, but now getting their footing, and that's going to give them a bit of momentum now moving forwards.
Maybe they were just trying to mentally boom Omen by giving them a little bit of a lead and then just yanking it from them.
Maybe.
Or they win that mental game as well.
Just a tease.
Early trades, as expected, and the tick bombs are flying right now. And this time Skyrex is opted to go onto the Brock himself as well.
Yeah, just about to put that out as well. Yeah, it's changed from Penny over to Brock, and I think that's a relatively good... Oh, down goes... who was... Twist went down, yeah.
Corey, who was able to nail him with the tick bombs right then. So early lead in favor. But in the meantime, SK did manage to pick up that 1st star as well. So it's only a 1-star difference right now, despite the only kill going to Omen.
Yeah, absolutely. And worth pointing out that both Brocks running Incinerator. That's really, really good star power here. Blocks down those lanes, forces Brawlers into the center of the map. Oh, and down goes Zulan as well.
Miguel again manages to trade back onto Twisted Twig, so they still maintain that lead.
Wow, what a back and forth. But it is Omen currently in the lead by 2 stars. They've got a little bit of an advantage here. Twisty Low has to come back here, and Sky's getting pressure on that right-hand side by Corey.
Absolutely getting pummeled right now. And there's no aggression coming out from Omen. They don't have to be. They have to lead. It's all on SK to enter into their zone of control. You talked about Incendiary blocking off routes. You've got the tick bombs blocking off routes. And if you head down the middle, Zulan's going to pop you with the sniper.
Exactly that. Twisty's low here. Could be in trouble here. Blocked in between the Incendiary shots from Magellan. Does escape. Did have super as well. That's another thing with Piper that you want to hold on to. Your super.
Oh! Zulan finding Skyrex right there. They've blown up all this cover as well now, so they're really trying to expose Omen and make it easier for SK to come back into this game. Twisted Trick popped off
another snipe.
9 stars in his favor right now. He's sitting on a 4-star bounty right now. All the risk, all the reward for SK if they can go in and get that kill.
Absolutely. At the same time, Omen is starting to feel a bit more confident about this, and they can learn from their past mistakes here. But no, down goes Magellan. That's going to draw. That's going to take to the 3-star difference here.
Have to kill Corey right now. The snipe from Twisted Twig again. He keeps coming in clutch in these last moments. There's potential for a draw here. Neither of these teams want that, but it's certainly better than walking away with a loss on the map. Great recovery by SK.
Wow. All right, let's take a breather after that game. That was so intense. That's a draw. Again, the 2nd draw today.
Off the back of Twisty Twig, finding those kills right at the end, equalizing out the bounty score. You can see here, I think this is the 1st kill of the game. Look at that trade. Twisty Twig just takes out Zulan. There's damage coming from Sky. Again, Zulan, the Piper's finding these shots. If he didn't have super right there, he was a dead man and giving over another to Twisted Twig.
Yeah, all of these players are so accurate when it comes to their sniping, and Piper being such an impactful brawler, especially on Layer Cake. And, you know, you got to give credit to SK, though, however. Being down for the majority of these rounds, they are fighting back at the very end, right when it matters most.
They do seem to wait until the last possible moment as well, Ark. Maybe they could, you know, try a little bit earlier, see what happens. Maybe not leave them down. Maybe they just work well under pressure and they want to apply that extra level to them.
Absolutely, taking it to that next level here as both teams here fighting over that middle star. Twisty gets a little snipe there, a little dig there from Zulan. Has to get back there.
I'm just going to walk forward again. Twisted Twig using the cover correctly, dodging out shots from his opposite man. Zulan on Piper as well, but in that form of retreat, he grabs the 1st star and YDE picks up the kill. So that's just going to be the 3-star lead going over to SK. They have early control.
Yeah, an early lead for SK and kind of what they were going for now, and this should make a big difference here. Also interesting to note that Skyrex and Wiley have been swapping lanes now, and they are now both against their identical brawlers, whereas at the beginning we saw them going against their opposition. So that's an interesting thing to note as well. They're changing things as they go. A super from Skyrex doesn't connect, but will open the map a great deal for SK.
Yeah, you talked about lanes. Well, the lane kind of doesn't exist anymore. A blown open mid makes it a little bit harder for Zulan to hide around in that mid control. Skyrex going down to 240.
Very low.
Getting great value, but will not find the kill.
Yeah, the beauty of Brawl is that you can adapt the map to your advantage, and that is exactly what SK are trying to do here to mix things up. Oh, Magellan, they have to force back. Zulan looking for the Twisty, doesn't quite connect though.
45 seconds remaining, and Omen is still on the hunt for their first kill. There's the head first going in. Didn't destroy it in time. Corey is on life support right now, but no one's in position to finish him off.
Yeah, Corey's going to be able to heal up here nicely again if he can just stay away from his shots from Widey and be a bit defensive. Zulan now in a bit of a position as well, forced back. It is still SK. We have had no more interactions in terms of the stars since this game began, so SK still needed a takedown there by Twisty Twix on Magellan. Gives them a nice, comfortable 5-star lead.
Beautiful shot there by Twix, like you said, just extending that lead even further. He goes in aggressive, knowing he has the super to get out, and that's exactly what he will do. 10 seconds remaining, head first tries to hunt down Corey again, but it's blown up by the mines. Widey going down low. One little throw should deal with the shot, but more members of Omen are being absolutely dismantled. SK Gaming, after the draw, trying to put all the doubters to bed. They're going to walk away with that first set.
Wow. What can you say to that? 9-0, but it went down to the very end. But yeah, SK looking very, very dominant here. Bounty is definitely one of the gamers which they find quite comfortable. And again, here we see such accuracy from those shots, and I'm sure SK will be very pleased with that performance.
Right, they should be. We're moving on to Gem Grab next, and similar concept, but slightly different scoring system, as we already alluded to in the last series. Obviously, it's not about getting the kills to increase your value. It's about getting those gems. And so we see a lot of people obviously want to target very carefully what they're doing and who they're aiming for, because typically you're just going to put all your gems on one person, keep them safe as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. The person carrying those gems plays such a fundamental role, and that obviously makes a big difference about how these teams choose what brawler is going to be carrying those gems. And you know, that's why we see a lot of Gene in Gem Grab, because that ability to pull the gem carrier towards your team and kind of get that last minute takedown and just take all those gems for yourself, it can play such a key role here.
Yeah, the power of Gene is choosing the fights you take. Exactly. So, you know, even if someone's coming aggressively at you, but you're not ready to fight them, or if they wait for reinforcements to come in, you can force the fight early when you have the advantage and make sure that you can kill yourself. So even in the 1v1s, yeah, he's still going to be weak, but having that option of choosing is going to make sure he's there and going to be surviving a little bit longer, maybe even turning around a few fights.
Absolutely, absolutely. And often we see a lot of Rosa here as well, especially because that healing ability from Plant Life in those bushes makes her a really, really good aggressive brawler to force back. And we're going straight in then. Widey going with Max. Interesting. Oh, actually, we've got also Zulan going with Max. Max is very strong in the meta right now.
Yeah, well, Max was actually banned in the previous series, hence why we haven't seen him so far. So now we're going to have Max available to walk forward, just trading for blaster shots, nothing substantial, but Corey is sitting on a 1-gem lead right now.
Absolutely. Those unfamiliar with Max, her super brawler, there you go, you see it in effect there with Skyrex. It does create a radius. Any brawler on your team within that radius will get a temporary speed boost, and that can play a vital role at the moments where it matters most.
Absolutely, you can use it for the mobility to escape a chasing team, or if you get a big kill behind enemy lines, you can pop the super and get out with the much needed gems and the reward for your rattles. Twisted Twix gonna be dealing out with Magellan, and they're gonna pop that super to charge in. Max on the other side wasn't able to get it off in time.
Corey all on his own there. Widey now is 6 gems though as well. Got to be noted that Omen are now forced right back into their spawn here. Great control from SK, as we mentioned, and that Pam healing station there as well. It's going to be giving Omen some difficulties there, surely.
They can't really aggress onto it. They've given Twisted Twix the speed brush so he can go in and try and capture that gem, but he's going for the kill on Corey. I think Corey played very defensively to get away from that one. He's still exposing himself a little bit too much. There's another frag on the left-hand side of Magellan, but here's the aggression. Pop the max ultimate.
Corey goes down. Widey's got all the gems, 11 gems.
Widey playing a dangerous game indeed. 12 gems now. They're on the retreat. He's right at the back. He's got the Pam healing station if he needs it, but he's going to be going even further back. Twitch goes down. Still 11 on Widey. He's going to try and push into the back corner. Corey going for the kill.
Widey's low. Is he going to survive it? 800. Wow, just hangs on there for SK. Takes the first game.
SK Gaming again. Going to be getting an early lead. I wanted a 5-set match. Doesn't look like we're going to get a 5-set match here.
It's the nature of Brawl, my friend. It doesn't always go to the end, unfortunately, but yeah, no, I'm with you on that for sure. There was the takedown from Whitey, and Magellan had a super for playing his Tara on that left-hand side there, but didn't get the opportunity. Pay attention to that, though. When there is a Tara super available, even if the opposing team has got all the gems, that one super can turn it around in an instant. The healing Shade star power as well can allow you to get out with those gems successfully. So it will see if Zulan chooses to continue with that brawler, what he does with that.
Let's see. No Tara on the side. Max, Sandy, and I think there's a Carl on the other team, if I was not mistaken.
We're going to see a Carl. Yeah, Corey's going to be going for Carl. Interesting. That'll apply a lot of pressure to Scarix as well, and a lot of range.
Yeah, able to keep throwing the axe out. Tries to try and get a wedge maybe at close range. Maybe get the double bounce or double damage real quick. The Scarix going aggressive onto Corey, really just forcing out. He's got his super available if he needs to. Max going to be popping that super, goes for the collapse, just pinces Zulan in between him and YDE and Twisty.
Yeah, nice takedown. I know Twisty was a little bit sleepy. I know it's ironic he is playing Sandy, but maybe some connection issues there, but does seem to be back alive now and running around, which is good to see. The super goes out as well, and it is going to be Rude Sands, I think, there as well. The chip damage of health there on Zulan, making that noticeable, and that's going to provide a lot of invisibility and a lot of unpredictability there for SK.
Corey taking the protective pirouette enabled him to really win out in that first 1v1 against Pam on the right-hand side. Does try and escape, but he was caught on the back end of that one. Still, look how SK just positioned themselves. As soon as they come back on the map in fourth, they just take control of the map.
I've got to say, I really love this strategy on the right-hand side with Scarix using that healing station. I think that's giving SK so much advantage for map control there. And another one going down again, just cycling the back and forth. But I do think Omen are aware of this, and they are trying to shut it down now and spend a bit more time focusing on Scarix. That'll be key. Oh, Corey goes in. Why is low here?
I don't know why he went in. I don't know why he went in on that one. Like, he went in on the backside. He knows they're sitting on top of a healing station. The members of SK are there for support. It seems a little bit too over-aggressive from Corey.
I actually disagree. I think he should probably gone all in there. I think he might have actually got the takedown, but whether or not he got out with the gems was a different story here. But we are tied up 7 gems. This is such a close game.
Just a lead coming in again. There's that pirouette coming in for Corey. Takes out Skyrex yet again, but he's not the gem carrier. YD is, and he's able to keep away from that right-hand side and play extra safe and keep the gem total alive for his team.
That's a great Tara placement from Skyrex, allowing to put a lot of pressure on that mid. The super, Zulan goes down, but the pressure here from that super will mean that SK will be very unaware of exactly where Omen are placed within that super. Corey trying to be sneaky here, and it's going to mention that SK are quite low here.
They're very low. I think Corey was trying to get that healing station. He did that successfully. He's going to play around the cover, block out the damage coming from Skyrex. He's sitting on a super himself. Max pops the speed, and Corey's off to the side, ready with the pirouette if he needs to go in there, but it's Omen holding lead right now. 5 seconds remaining, and he's going to pop the protective pirouette, take out Skyrex, and back off. They're not going to be able to get away with this. Omen
for the middle.
Snatched victory away, as they weren't able to get that final gem to cut out the countdown.
That gem from the middle went into Twisty's pocket after the countdown. That has got to leave a sour taste for SK.
Let's have a look at some replays here. This is Corey's dive yet again onto Skyrex, relatively safe. And I agree with you, Ark. I think maybe if he went onto YD a little bit more with that lower HP, he might be able to get away with the kill. Still raises the question. He's not going to walk away with the gems.
Yeah, absolutely that. Yeah, Corey, I think it's being a bit patient, maybe potentially too patient with that Carl. So you can be so aggressive going with protective pirouette to give you that additional kind of shield mechanic. I'd like to see him be a bit more aggressive actually in the next game. But nevertheless, I mean, Omen Elite. You can't say anything wrong about it. They got the game. They did what had to be done, and now this next one's is all gonna come down to this.
Yeah. So the Tara's back in the lineup here. Twisted going over to that for now. Adaptations on the side of Omen. They've also picked up a Tara of their own as well.
A Tara here on double switch honestly can do so much. So it'll be very interesting to see. I imagine they'll be both running healing shade star power as well. But Black Portal might make an appearance here. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Going to get the damage. Skyrex goes down. The speed buff from YD, not enough to get his teammate out. Both of them will go down, but he is trying to 1v2. Great use of the cover there to take a 2v1 and force away Omen.
Yeah, I think Wiley was looking for a little bit more value from that super, and we did see a couple of deaths there, but does connect there well with Twisty. That's going to put him in a good position here. We'll take down Corey to take... Oh, he actually leaves with 1 gem, but nonetheless, taking down the gem carrier is important. It means that Magellan now is forced to take the gems that Corey was holding, and maybe he's not the most ideal brawler to be carrying those gems.
Usually if Magellan wants to go aggressive now, he always has to have that thought in the back of his mind. What if I lose these gems? And it really does make them change up the strategy.
Here from Twisty is good. The support from Wiley's fantastic as well. The speed boost, he'll probably be able to get out with some gems here.
And they're going to try and use their own speed boost to catch up, but SK have cleaned up 9 gems. They need one more from the spawner and they have mid-control.
A team takedown there right when it matters most. Another pop of the suit from Wiley. This is looking fantastic here for SK. But no, Corey supports Zulan there and gets the takedown.
This should be an easy kill for SK, though. They should be able to get the gems and start the timer again as they force back. But now Twisty Twig on the Tara, having no gems, able to play a little bit more aggressively to protect his 2 gem carriers.
Yep, Skyx was low, pretty healed up now, though, and the super pop from Wiley just to ensure that SK can skip away. They're just going to be going in quite aggressive here to get this game over and done with. SK take it.
Second set going over to SK Gaming. They're at match point right now as we move on to our third map of Siege and Nuts and Bolts. And if we look at the mid control that SK are able to exert during gem grab, a similar performance over on Siege will net them another win. I am certain of it.
Yeah, and Siege is very, very similar to Gem Grab in terms of that kind of map control style of the game mode. So definitely something which these teams will be kind of accustomed to now and warmed up to after having just played Gem Grab. SK have got to be feeling very, very competent going into Siege, regardless as to whether it's even one of their more favorited game modes here. And Omen need the reverse sweep now if they're going to be able to stay in this round.
It's a tall order for a lot of teams, and I think if you get a reverse sweep in early, it really does set the idea that you are a team to not be trifled with, as you will definitely be able to pull it out in the bottom of the 9th. Another look at some stats from SK Gaming, 225,000 damage, and a 26-11 kill-death ratio.
Wow.
Very dominant.
Well, like you said earlier, so there was a lot of damage.
And also a lot of kills. I think that explains the mid-control. Like, how are you supposed to control anything if you're just not on the field?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, the majority of the time, I mean, it's got to be said that kills don't always lead to victories. I mean, absolutely. You see a lot of deaths, actually, in the competitive scene. But it's definitely something to note as well, like how often you're in the map, you know, presence.
It's the kills on the right people that make the difference.
There you see. You could have said it better than that. Nuts and Bolts is up next. I'm curious to see the comps. Obviously, we know the bands already. But this is definitely going to come down to which team is able to kind of apply the most amount of pressure and get those bolts in their pocket.
Yeah, so just to remind you, the bands, no Mr. P, no Gene, nope, this entire series. And you see either of those, someone's gone wrong. Someone's done a naughty. And our referees will certainly be having words with them.
Going in there now. I saw Twisty playing Daryl, Wiley playing
Frank.
Sandy. Frank is very strong, and that Sponge Star power is obviously being played as Frank is over 10,000 HP.
Nice barrel roll coming in from Daryl's. Twisted Trick will help Skyrix take control. Max using that speed to get away and get that one bolt to safety to try and force out a tie, but mid-control in favor of SK. Actually, Omen have got their second bolt. They're able to tie it up again.
Tie, yeah.
No Siege coming in, so they're just going to have to try and build up their economy for the next attempt.
This might not have been a good thing for Omen now because Skyrix has that healing station down. In the event of a tie, means they can establish more control, and there's a takedown as well. All of the Omen are low. This is going to be a pretty strong bot if SK can keep this up for the next 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, you don't get the first bot, but you know, it's just like a bank account arc. If you save up, maybe a little bit of interest.
The cancellation there from Twisty and the rollout as well. My goodness me, what a play from Twisty.
And it's just given guaranteed victory. Look at this. Look how many bolts they have in their inventory. In 10 seconds, that Siege bot is going to run down and absolutely Goomba stomp that Ike.
It's going to be a big baby, isn't it? It's going to be, it's going to be 17! Wow. This is a great start for SK. Look at the speed as it goes down towards the Omen spawn here. Corey gets taken down very quickly there, and now this bot is going to wreck some havoc here.
I am in awe at the size of this lad. What an absolute unit. As it just tries and dismantles away. Didn't get the completion, but 28% HP after one Siege bot is dire for Omen.
But got to give them credit. I mean, I thought that was going to be a one push there, and now Omen have got a second chance. They've got 4 bolts in the bank. If they can just get a couple more here, then they might be able to do something.
SK are going to equalize. and take control. They've got 2 bolts they can take off and add to their inventory with mid-control as well. This is not looking good for Omen.
It's not looking good at all for Omen. I think this is going to be a second bot again for SK. And Twist is rolling in. He actually missed the lake there. He was trying to roll completely past it and finish it early. It didn't quite work. But nonetheless, a level 9 rolling down the line. I think it's safe to say that SK have got this one in the bag.
Members of SK on the board, they might be able to get away with the defense here, actually.
Even if they get the defense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
As I was going to say, they're not going to be able to get any return.
It's going to be some personal points, but...
and they do it. They got 5 seconds, 1% remaining. Skyrix gets that last chip of damage required. First game going over to SK. Just more of the same.
Yeah, you know, Omen, they came into this competition obviously in a bit of a difficult position of having lost one of their main teammates, so it was difficult going into today, but they are still playing very well. I think just at the moment, SK are just doing just that little bit more of just being aware that that was a great roll by Twisty, and again, that cancellation there on Corey. It's very, very difficult to play against players that are just so vigilant to those early warning signs.
Yeah, you show any cues of what you're going to do, you telegraph that at all. There's going to be a reaction that can be taken, and these are the guys who are going to take it.
Oh yeah, they're not going to hesitate. You know, all of these teams, all of these players have been doing so much prep, and you know, over the years they've just got so much awareness to the game, and they're very quick to react. So. Oh, Skyrix going with Rosa this time.
Okay, Rosa, there's a few brushes to hide around, but really a lot of terrain to play around as well. That close range damage that you need with Skyrix on the Rosa is going to be coming in big. Corey picks up that first bolt, going to get away with it as well. As Trick just takes the consolation prize of a bolt for himself.
Yeah, big team change up here as well. Corey going with Sandy, Magellan going with Barley. I think this actually could be directly a change responsible from the previous game here. Twisty rolling in here. Daryl's a very strong brawler right now.
Yeah, but Zulan's isolated though. He's able to weave around the terrain, but only for so long. Bolt count equalizing right now. In fact, it's going to go over to Omen, who have that center control.
Yeah, this is a great chance for Omen here. It's like the kind of opposite of the previous game. But Twisty rolling, it's going to take down the Corey. Now Miguel's got a bit of support from Zulan. We might be able to see some more bolts being banked here in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, trying to grab them more into the inventory. Obviously, the first siege bot was actually a draw, which is why we're having this extended play. Omen still have the lead, a 3-bolt one to be precise. 5 bolts in favor of SK, but they do have the mid-control, so they can start earning more. If they keep an eye on Corey, who's currently in that invisible super.
Yeah, and another thing I've just noticed as well that I think is worthy to say is that Skyrix is actually running Thorny Gloves. That could come into play. Yeah, it's very close here as well. Like, the bolt's going to be banked. It's going to be potentially another draw.
No, surely not. Surely
it's another
not.
tie. It's all going to come down to this next siege then. And whatever happens with this siege, it's going to be big. And this could be a chance for Omen if they can just get some mid-control.
What if it's just another draw and no one gets anything? You might have to see. Like, honestly, you might consider just taking Miguel and Co into the area and just yeeting his super at the same, just to get some damage.
just to
give them the edge.
Absolutely. Here. Oh, Zulan gets the takedown. Wiley in return. Wow, 18 now for SK. This is looking dangerous now for Omen. They were not able to kind of establish that control. This could be the end of this.
20. Give us 20. I don't know what was going on.
I said 20!
Look what happened though. They're not leaving it up to chance. They sent in the Daryl with the super to go and get the damage onto the safe rather than rely on the siege bot.
That's actually a very smart move here, and Omen have got some...
And T2!
Now it comes down to this defense. It comes down to this defense, and it's got to be a good one.
Not just that, they also need to find time to have an offense as well, as Corey just gets rock'em and sock'em in the head right now. 50%, the damage is
it's too much.
Fast. It's over.
It's over.
SK
victorious.
They will walk away with their first match win of the monthly finals. They will also put themselves top of the Group B leaderboard with 1 game played.
Yeah, we will not be seeing, that's not the last that we'll be seeing of Omen Elite today. They will be playing later on today versus PSG Esports. Whatever to mention, but what a great game. All the players today are just performing so well.
Absolutely, it's been very dominant and quite one-sided from the 2 teams we've seen so far, but as we touted right at the beginning and right at the top of the show, me and Woody were talking about this, players were highlighting both SK and Clash as teams who were ones to watch. We're going to have a quick summary of that last series though as we pass over to our host, Falcone.
A close last game, but not a close match as SK took that one down 3-0. And they join Clash as the winners of their respective group. we are very shortly going to have a look at the brackets and see how things are shaking out. But yeah, here, as you can see, like with Clash, if SK win one more match, they are going all the way through to the semi-finals tomorrow. PSG and Omen are going to have some work to do in order to catch up with that. But the next match that we have coming up is going to be Clash, once again up against Code Magic. Here is Clash, represented by Trevor, Guille, I Munez, and I Chaos. They are most afraid of SK out of all of the teams here today, but they are extremely confident and supposedly have extra confidence that they could give away to the other teams. That's how confident these guys are. Up against Code Magic, represented by Sun Bentley, Curse, and KC. Now, Sun Bentley was actually a quarter-finalist in the Brawl Stars finals last year. They, of all teams, are most afraid of Clash, and that is who they're playing against right now. This is an exciting game. Let's see how this one goes down. Woody, Ark, take it away.
Thanks very much. Good to be back on the stage here with you, Ark.
You were supposed to bring me some popcorn. What happened? You had one job, Eddie.
I thought you had some when you came up here. You already ate all of it?
I'm going for my second one, yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the rosters here and give the credit to the players on stage. Our Spanish team, Clash, is back at it again. They picked up a 1-0 victory in their very first match, and they're looking for their second now. Mighty terrifying. Trevor, Guille, Muniz, and Chaos are in action.
It was a fantastic first performance. Yeah, they're going to be looking to continue that momentum here. Code Magic making an appearance here. Cursed, KC, and Sun Bentley. Sun Bentley, as some of you may know, was a quarter-finalist in the World Finals last year. And Curse is a Norwegian player. It's his first LAN event today, making a mark. It's good to see his face finally. He's been very secretive about his appearance. And KC, very, very good LAN player. Jeton, unfortunately, couldn't make it here today, but our thoughts are with him whilst he's watching at home.
And here are the Brawler bans. Once again, we have Mr. P banned by Clash. And on the other side, Code Magic sending Gene to the bleachers.
Yeah, the same bans as we saw previously as well. But all these teams are thinking in a very similar way here. Mr. P is very, very annoying to deal with, and Gene can make those pulls when you just don't want them to happen. It can just turn the game around.
That's exactly right. Well, we know that Mr. P has been banned by Clash before, but this time Max is available, and we know that Guille loves to play Max. I think there's a good chance that we're going to see a speed demon on the map soon, Ark.
Yeah, Max is a really tricky brawler to deal with. It can happen at any moment, and all of a sudden when you're very low on HP and you've got the entire team charging at you, it can be a really daunting thing. But here we go into our first game.
Shock and awe. All right, let's take a look at the brawlers for this first matchup. It's going to be Piper, Tick, and Penny for the Clash team on the bottom. They picked up a one tie and one loss set in bounty.
Yeah, early kill there, takedown, giving Clash 3 stars on the board before the game's barely even started. Casey low on the left-hand side there as well. Good early pressure from Clash for sure.
Yeah, surprising early pickup there for Clash. They're definitely going to try to hang on to that. They're keeping control of this middle and not giving a single inch to their opponents. Code Magic doing their best to pick and prod here and there. Curse is getting a few nice tick shots out on the right side, but hasn't been able to push that Penny back yet.
Yeah, Code Magic think just playing the slow game as we saw in the previous rounds between Omen and SK. It can all come down to the final few seconds, and getting warmed up is really, really important. And it's got to be mentioned that Clash have already been playing today. They've got a bit more, their thumbs are warmer. So Code Magic just needs to kind of wean into this slowly and get those kills when it matters most.
Their thumbs are warmed up, but how is that adrenaline going to affect their performance? Do they have the legs to make this distance run? Clash holding onto the lead and still just not even giving a single inch here. Finally, KC's going to stab up into the bushes here. Firing away, though, but taken down. Guille for the defense grabs the kill, and that's going to be a 5-0 lead now for Clash.
Yep, Sun low, Guille low as well, but Clash have got to be quite happy with that 5-star lead here. At the moment, the bounty is all on Guille, so I think the Code Magic need to kind of reassess their targets and put a bit more pressure onto Guille, I think.
Guille is a YouTuber for Team Clash, and he says that his key to victory is teamwork, working hard to make sure that he's backing up Muniz and Chaos anytime one of them is...
Sniper from somebody, and a takedown on Guille just when it mattered.
He had their back, but they didn't have his, and now it's a lead for Code Magic, 6-5, as Clash struggles to find the comeback. Can they get it?
Code Magic are really weak, though. It's going to be mentioned. Guille slightly missed some Bentley there. That's
Oh my goodness!
Casey!
What are we watching, Ark? An incredible prediction shot into the bushes. Had no clue where he was, but got the kill anyways. And Clash, from the jaws of defeat, clinched their victory.
I am picking my jaw up off the floor. That was insane. Right down to the final second there. What an incredible display of vigilance from Guille on that right-hand side snipe. My word.
Guille, the undeniable MVP of that game. All 3 kills to go on the side of Clash, and you saw the look of horror.
Casey was devastated.
Killed at the last second.
Got to give credit to Sun Bentley though to bring that around with his teammates right towards the end of that game, because they were behind for probably about 75% of that game. So to turn things around the way they did, you got to give them props. But wow, what a what a final second play from Clash.
And that is why, in the words of Commander Taga, you never give up and you never surrender, Ark. You fight until the last bell ding.
Exactly that. Here we go. There are no team changes as far as I can see here. But Case is going to go into the same lane as IKaos, which we saw previously also. So the Ticks sort of staying quite far back here. Case is getting quite aggressive here in his positioning here. Might go against him if IKaos can hit some shots. We'll have to wait and see.
Chaos is juking and dodging left and right. He can barely get pressure in here, but he hasn't taken very many shots. Meanwhile, Guille grabs the star and the first kill against Cursed. Low hit points and a sneaky stab there off the right side, but not rewarded this time. Cursed goes down. That's a 3-0 star lead for Clash.
Yes, it's a deja vu potentially here. Sun just healing up, looking to get more established in that center position of the map. Both teams now are going to be looking to cycle their supers, but Iminus does have his super. Is he going to go? Oh, he does go down on that right-hand side.
Uni's finished off, still a 3-2 lead for Clash now, but a chance to pressure now. Can Code Magic grab the center of this map and push the Clash team back into their spawn? Looks like not likely this time, but they have demolished quite a few of the barriers on the Clash side of the field. Going to be a bit more difficult to keep that coverage.
Yeah, that's a big thing in Layer Cake is map destruction and how that can make a big impact in the results here. Looking at this, Minus on the right-hand side here does have super, as pretty much all of Clash have got super aside from IKaos now. So that's an advantage really for Guille to be able to jump out of circumstances, and Sun barely so low in that middle part.
Team Clash being pushed back into their spawn, but not a dominant push here. Code Magic gonna have to retreat a little bit as their Piper is getting low on hit points. Same thing on the Clash side of the field though, and we're getting into the final 15 seconds. This is gonna determine who wins it all.
Yeah, Code Magic need to push, and they need to push now, but this is the thing with pushing is that you can go down. And there we see it, 8 stars to Clash. If nothing changes, they will take this at 10-5 victory for Clash. They take the first set.
Played. Clash taking that bounty set once again. Barely able to grab that first game, but then coming back for a stomping performance in game number 2 for a 2-0 set score. Almost undefeated except for one game in their first match against Red Kalunga. They are on fire today, Ark.
Yeah, they have really come here with a lot of confidence. And one thing that is going to be mentioned about Clash is that they're definitely no stranger to LAN events. They play a lot around Europe and many, many tournaments in Spain, and are very successful in those tournaments. So being on the stage here, maybe not quite as daunting to them as perhaps some of the other players who may be here for the first time.
Touching fists, the Clash team definitely celebrating with each other and keeping that spirit high. Code Magic, on the other hand, are going to be going back to the drawing board. They've already seen Clash up on the main stage grab a 2-0 win in Gem Grab and a 2-0 smashing success in Siege, destroying the enemy Ike on their very first push. So they have really got an uphill battle ahead of them. Gem Grab is going to be the next set, though. And Ark, what are you expecting in terms of brawler picks?
Well, the thing with brawler picks here is that, you want to have a really, really solid gem carry. As we know that Gene is out the mix, that is going to change things up a lot. And depending upon what these teams decide to go with, that will make a big impact. You really want to have a really good, aggressive brawler, something that's going to go into their spawn and just be a real menace here. Personally, for me on Double Swish, I would go for a Rosa, but, you can do it quite successfully with a Daryl pick as well.
We've seen Sandy quite a few times here as well.
Sandy's a great pick here, yeah, absolutely. When that super goes down, just that unpredictability, that not knowing where your opposition is can often also just kind of push back the opposition. So it's a really great pick.
Nice. Well, we'll be starting this matchup soon. We'll get a sneak peek at which brawlers these players have chosen. Here is the map as you see it on screen. There's some nice bush coverage on either side in kind of a spiral shape that you want to try to stick to as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And if your strategy is such, you can get rid of a lot of those bushes and expose those brawlers, which would have otherwise been a real force to be reckoned with if they get to that kind of close proximity. So that could be definitely on the minds. We know Guy actually really likes to play Bo, and Bo can be quite a good gem carrier. Those mines especially do break those bushes and do break that little bit of barrier in the center of the map. So let's see, maybe he'll bring out a bit of a Bo pick. Who knows? But I think Tara's probably a better brawler for him to pick.
The deliberation on stage here as the players are prepping for set number 2. We'll jump into it very shortly, but a 1-0 lead right now for Clash gives them a nice leg up in this matchup. Remember, it's a best of 3 sets, and a best of 5 sets, and each set is a best of 3 games.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that's got to be mentioned about Code Magic is that I know these players really, really well. KC and Curse are very, very vigorous ladder pushers. So they're not afraid to come back when it matters most. And I think we're going to see a bit of a comeback here, personally.
And another thing to keep in mind, just like Red Kalunga, Code Magic also said that Clash is their nemesis, the #1 team that they're concerned the most about. So you know that they've been prepping to try to take them down, but is it going to be enough? Code Magic at a 1-1 draw now with Clash in the gem race, but not either team really grabbing too much of an advantage early in this match.
Yeah, we're going to see some Bentley here playing a Sandy gem carrier here. I'm just going with the Pam pick. We're seeing a lot of Pam actually coming back into the meta recently, which is really, really great to see. And then you see different star powers in the Pam. Then we've got Mama Squeeze, and we've also got Mama's Hug being played as well. So 2 different star powers in that Pam.
Yeah, both of them certainly viable options here. It looks like Code Magic is going to take a little bit of a lead as we pick up into the middle of the set. And a bit of an aggressive placement on that healing turret out in front of their obstacle. They're going to lose theirs first, and now we're going to be kind of pushed back a bit here. But nice super from Curse, able to grab Chaos and almost take him down. 936 hit points now. He's going to really have to pull back hard. That's going to give Code Magic a chance to catch up a bit on the gym race.
Yeah, although the score is even, I definitely feel like Code Magic are feeling a bit more confident about this round now. Like they're doing more, making more opportunities for themselves and kind of just opening things up and getting more kills, and that's going to make a big difference on collecting those gems from them. But a super from gets all the gems taken down.
Oh my goodness, the team kill from Clash, and that is going to be a walk-away win. The countdown has started. Those 10 gems in hand mean that Chaos just needs to survive a bit longer, and Code Magic have no way to find him, hidden in the bush at the bottom of the map.
But I don't think there's enough time with 4 seconds left, and Guy already saw it coming as well. Clash comfortably take the first round.
What an epic super from Guy. He wasn't holding the gems at the end, but he was the guy with the play, man. He stole all those gems by clumping up those enemies all in one little spot. Look at it here, grabbing both the Pam and the enemy Sandy and knocking down every gem, easily grabbed by Chaos with no opposition.
Yeah, he went down, but that super remained, allowing his teammates to pick up the pieces there. We've seen Guy do this time and time again, and this is why Tara is such a dangerous brawler on this particular map. You don't see those supers coming, and if you're just not aware of your distancings, then that can really, really come back to haunt you.
It's kind of a similar situation when you're up against Frank, right? If any 2 brawlers are close enough that they can have a super dropped on both of them, you're pretty much down for the count at that point. They either get stunned or sucked into that black hole. And then on top of that, you know with that star power, Tara's going to be summoning a Shade to either heal herself up or deal even more damage.
Exactly that. Are we going to see any team changes? I don't believe we are. We're going to see a mirror comp going on here.
Yep, Sandy, Pam, and Tara for both teams now, but Code Magic once again going to be pushing hard into the center here. A kill for Clash, but can they bring these gems back? Knocking down the healing turret, but a surprise! Terra jumps out of the bush, but can't finish off Pam.
Yeah, Curse was lurking there. Oh, but a double takedown there from iCares. That is going to give Clash a lot of breathing space now. And with 5 gems in their pocket, Code Magic need to kind of like pull this up a little bit if they're going to be able to push back and even out the score.
I dream of Genie. There's a lot of sand in the middle of the arena.
That was a nice takedown that right-hand side there. Sunbentley working very closely there with Curse to make sure that Guille was taken out of the picture. And I think that's a really good sign to see from Code Magic. They are very much aware of Guille being a threat, and they are trying to make a bit more of a conservative effort to take it down. A great defense there from Curse. Using the block there to stop that super was a really, really smart play, allowing him to survive just a little bit more.
Once again, a double Sandy super in the middle of the arena, and Mr. Sandman is bringing a dream to both teams, but Clash is getting a dream where it looks like Code Magic is having a nightmare. An 8-3 gem lead so far, and they only need to grab a couple more to get the win.
Yeah, the pressure here is really now on for Code Magic, and that super healing station, that Pam healing station there, a great placement from Imuniz, and the countdowns with Clash now, 10 seconds for Code Magic to run, and Curse has super.
Muniz not looking to heal up. He's instead going to keep the pressure on these attackers firing away, but he's going to barely survive. Wow! Epic defense once again from Guille, and that is going to be all she wrote. A 2-0 victory for Clash in the second set.
Wow, Clash really came here today to make an impression, and an impression they are making. Wow, what plays we saw. It was very close nonetheless. Some good plays from Code Magic. But at the moment, Clash definitely look quite scary on the battlefield, I would say.
Wow, really great defensive maneuvering there from Guille, setting up to block for both of the gem carriers on his team. That has got to go down as one of the better plays that we've seen so far today. We're going to be setting up now for set number 3. Remember, it's a siege map. Clash looking to get their second 3-0 victory in this match today, and it looks like they're basically guaranteed at this point to move on to the semifinals.
It's definitely looking that way for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see at the moment how it can really... Again, Code Magic need another reverse sweep, and we've seen this again already today. It's going to be a really, really hard thing for them to come back from, really. I mean, they're already kind of, you know, in that kind of place where you need to pick yourselves up and put the past in the past. And if they can do that, then maybe the story might change. We'll have to wait and see.
I'm struggling to recall any team that's been behind this much be able to come back with such a dominant performance to be able to get 3 sets in a row. But if any team can do it, it would be a pro team like Code Magic. Sunbentley, one of the Brawl Stars world finalists from last year, so we'll get a chance very shortly in this Siege matchup to see if we can shake things up.
Yeah, Code Magic is a relatively new team put together by one of my close friends, actually, Noir, who put together the Brawl for Oz campaign, which led to the Koala Nita Bear. So, you know, bringing these players together, I think, is a great combination. And it's just these are the times that we see what these players are really made of, and it's a lot of pressure. You can't deny that on Code Magic right now. They need to just kind of clear their heads a bit.
Setting up and picking their brawlers once again. Remember, we've got bands of Mr. P and Gene. So those 2 brawlers will be down for the count. We haven't seen Max come into the arena yet, though, have we?
Yeah, no, interesting. I mean, we've seen that Max played quite a fair bit today, and I don't know.
Only in the last match, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think the brawlers that were picked were actually probably the ones that I would have gone for. I quite like Rosa there, though, myself, to be fair. But I think that they worked out really well. Maybe we'll see Max played in the Siege map. I'm not too sure whether it would be my first go-to pick, but it could apply a lot of pressure and definitely be able to collect a lot of bolts off the map. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, that is the game. It's all about picking up those bolts and building as big of a siege monster that you can. We've seen several times in the past couple of matches where you've had pretty close bolt scores, and then eventually one team just grabs a couple dozen and just steamrolls the competition. I'm wondering if we're going to get a bit more of a tit-for-tat kind of close score in this game, or if it's going to be another one of those big bruiser bashes again.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of steamrolls today. We've also seen a lot of ties as well. So I think sometimes it's actually good to go for a tie, though. It's good to kind of bring it over to the next round and try to establish more control to get a bigger bot. And here we go. Let's see what the comps are. Okay, we are going to see a Max. Fantastic.
There's Max on both sides of the arena. Quick and snappy. With that super, she can speed up all of her teammates. We're also going to see a Sandy on both sides of the field, but it's going to be Daryl versus Barley over there on that right side. Looks like an advantage for Guille to start things off.
Yeah, definitely a mirror comp there, but if Curse can just get his super, which as we know Daryl does generate over time, and use that on Guille, then I think that Curse might have a bit of an upper hand.
Definitely the upper hand right now for Team Clash as they grab the center. They're going to lose the first bot, but that's not too big of a problem. They're going to be able to knock it back, and they'll have that 2-bolt advantage for the second one. This is a relatively low-level bot, and so as long as the defense is able to hold on here for a little while, you should expect maybe just a tiny bit of damage here on this side.
Yeah, I think Guille went down, which will allow him to tank some of his shots as well. It's going to be pretty much 100%, almost 100% defense there from Clash. That Sandy super is going to come in to a great effect here to allow them to get back into this. But a great start from Code Magic.
Ooh, an epic roll from Kirsten. He knocks down Max. That's really going to put Code Magic back in the running for this second siege. They've already tied up the bolt score and are now pulling ahead. Some lucky bolt spawns, too, on their side of the map are going to give them an even bigger advantage. And it's looking like that second siege is going to be once again with Code Magic.
Yeah, I did really like the pick. Curse does go down, but I do really like the Daryl pick. Both Sandy and Barley are kind of squidgier brawlers. They're brawlers with lower hit points, which does mean that someone like Daryl gets close in that proximity, quick takedowns, and that's what we're seeing here with Code Magic, with another level 6 bot going in now on the Clash defense.
Clash holding on to defense as much as they can, not taking too much damage from these first two bots, not even 20% off their Ike score. Can they get this last siege and pull ahead, Ark?
Curse rolling in and only just went down there to iMunis. I think it was a really, really good time. But now I think if iChaos can put pressure on some Bentley, this could be a really, really good round for Clash.
I heard it was going to be best of 3, but Code Magic has already gotten 2 siege bots and has barely even put a dent in that enemy Ike. Clash now about to get this third and final siege. Can they make this push happen?
It's going to be at least a 10 siege bot coming in now. Curse doing everything he can to get some good damage, and good damage he does actually get. Taking that save below 50% here, and they're going to have to defend really well. Code Magic are going to have to give it everything they've got now to hold on to this lead.
A value move by Curse there, but at the expense of his own defense, and that last layer has cracked. Clash moving in like a steamroller have dominated the competition and will take game 1. Only 1 away from a match sweep, Ark.
Wow, Clash are playing the slow game quite clearly in Siege. They know that what it comes down to, as long as they don't give up that Ike too early on, it's the final push, and that is what they've done. You've got to give it to Code Magic, though. They were in control for the majority of that game, and they just kind of dropped their guard at the final hurdle, but you know, this could all be over in the next game for these two teams in this round.
Well, as we've heard before, slow and steady wins the race. The Tortoise on Team Clash finally barreling through the finishing line as Code Magic struggled to keep pace. We've got a game number 2 coming up next, though, and we've asked for a comeback. Are they going to make it happen? Now's their last chance, Ark.
Yeah, Code Magic are definitely going to need some spells, a wand, something in their arsenal to bring this back. And here we go, Casey going with Frank. I like that.
Frank and Poco. This is going to be a very beefy setup from Code Magic. We're going to see the same composition here from Clash, trying to just hold on to the victory as they've had in the past. KC looking around this edge, trying to find the angle to stomp with his hammer, but hasn't been able to get many hits yet. He is pretty beefy, though, and with that sponge superpower, it takes a lot to finish him off.
Yeah, but look at this, Clash sort of starting to bully the Frank in that respect, knowing full well how dangerous he can be, and they're going to get the first push, and that could allow them to take that control for the next round, which is very, very important to do.
Yeah, the first push, a 3-1 bolt lead and control of the center of this map. KC is going to hold on to defense as much as he can, trying to swing that hammer, but it looks like all the defenders have been knocked out, and that siege bot's going to get quite a few punches in. That Ike is now below half health.
That's a lot of damage that just went down then, and I think that that could be very, very difficult for Code Magic to come back from. A super KC does connect with iMunis, does get the takedown, and maybe we'll see a bit of a return now if they can avoid these shots from Gabe, but fortunately Curse couldn't, and Casey's going down as well.
But that's going to be it. 6 bolts for Clash, and that looks like they're going to get another siege bot. Can Code Magic pull off some sort of victory? Oh, hold on. All right, looks like, wow. We were having a bit of a technical issue on the field, so I think that we might have been casting something that our viewers at home weren't watching, Ark.
Yeah, that looks like it was a replay, apparently, according to that.
No, well, it couldn't have been a replay because it was new Brawl.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah, something's going on. All right, but we're going to move back to the stage now and reset. It's still a 1-0 lead for Clash in the set score, but we haven't yet gotten our second game underway.
No, yeah, we're still waiting for the second game now then, and these teams will be now thinking about, well, as we saw there, like what comps they're going to bring to the table, how they're going to mix things up. As we know, Code Magic are down. They need to get back into this competition here, and that is going to come down to their choices, that ultimately what they choose to do, what brawlers they choose to pick, and how they're going to counter this onslaught that we're seeing from Clash.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if we get Maxes back in the arena or if it's going to be that brawler swap like we thought we were watching earlier.
Yeah, maybe that comp was actually just to kind of throw us off guard. I mean, I did think it was kind of a very daring strategy. I mean, Poco is not great on defense for one, but we'll have to see what these teams do next. But one thing's for sure is that Code Magic, they definitely need to sort of just forget about the previous games and look forwards to the next ones. But one thing's for sure, if they can turn this around, it will surely be one of the biggest turnarounds that we've seen so far.
Son Bentley, the captain of this Code Magic team, has said that it's important to keep a good mentality. That's the sort of strength of will that can carry you to victory even when all seems lost. And that's the sort of chutzpah that you have to be able to bring. Remember, in this very first set of this match, Clash was about to lose their very first bounty game to Code Magic, but because they stuck with it, because they were able to keep their mind clear, they were able to pick up that win. And look, even if Code Magic does go on to lose this match, if they're able to put at least one set win up on the board, then in the event of some sort of tie, that could really go in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Every game matters here with the tiebreaker rulings, so it is really important that Code Magic can get at least a couple of games on the board. It could come back around to help them out later on, for sure. Yeah, I mean, what do you think we're going to see in the next game? Like, what kind of, like, oh, actually, are we going into the next game now?
Yeah, I'm expecting a Sandy, Barley, and Max. What do you think? Oh, look, there they are.
Here we go. We are going to see Max again, and on both sides, Sunbender going down very quickly there. That might give Clash a bit more control here. Casey very low as well there.
Gia has just got to be the one guy you don't want to go up against. Those Barley shots have been so powerful in Siege in that last game, and he was definitely the MVP from our bounty setup in match number 1 and match number 2 here now. A super from Unis grabs another bolt, and this is just going to be the nail in the coffin. Almost every bolt going to the Clash team, and now attacking in there with a level 3 Siege bot.
I really like that super from Imunis there, just allowing his team to disperse, and now Curse has got so much pressure on his shoulders to do much on this defense here. Does get support from Sun Bentley, but that's 55% damage in the first push. That's a lot.
Pulverizing that Ike, and now below half hit points. Clash could even soak a Siege machine on their Ike and still conceivably pull it back for a pretty easy win here. They just need to get one more, and it looks like they're on their way to getting it, Ark.
Yeah, at the moment, Code Magic are pushing as individuals and not as a team, and that could be really quite costly here, as we're going to be seeing at least an level 8 bot coming in, and I think now Code Magic are in a really, really tight spot. I think it's all over here, Woody.
Oh, it's all over, and you can see the look of despair on the Code Magic team. They are just standing there waiting for the inevitable to take its toll. Clash are dominating now and have destroyed that Ike. A 6-0 game score, a 3-0 set score, and Clash are the #1 ranked team right now in this Brawl Stars Championship final.
Yeah, it is all eyes on Clash right now. They are just absolutely dominating all of their competition, and they're going to be in a very, very, very good place moving forwards from here. And here we go with the replay as well. It wasn't really much to show more than just a Clash complete domination here. And there we see those final seconds. Casey going down, Sunburn going down. Shame for Code Magic, but Clash victorious.
Let's send it over to the main stage where Falcone's got some more.
I don't know about Clash Royale, but this was Clash domination from that team, who have managed to take down both opponents and booked their spot in tomorrow's semi-finals. Here you can see Clash with their 2-0 victory, which means Code Magic and Red Kalunga are going to have to battle it out and fight to survive in this monthly finals. Over in Group B, things are going a little bit differently though. We are about to check out the next Group B match, which is going to be SK versus PSG. SK, once again, formerly free agents, represented by YDE, Skyrix, Achille, and Twisty Twist. They've all been playing for at least 2 years, and they plan to remain calm and focused. When asked who they're afraid of, half of the team replied, whoever can beat us. On the other side of things though, PSG, Coupe d'Ace, Relier, and Jordan. Coupe d'Ace claims that his superpower is a big smart brain. Relier, his superpower is meditation. And Jordan and Relier also says that we squeeze together, whatever that means. Either way, the game is about to start. Woody and Trid, take it away.
Thank you very much, Falcone. It's myself and Woody back here for this Group B game. Of course, we've got SK Gaming going up against PSG Esports. SK Gaming, one of our teams to watch at this tournament, certainly Woody. And this is going to be the debut game of PSG at the monthly finals.
Looking powerful and competent. SK Gaming with that pickup over Omen Elite in match number 2 are looking in the eyes of their opponents. Now PSG Esports on the other side of the arena. They're hoping to pick up that 2-0 and clinch a spot in the semis. On the other side though, PSG Esports, the last remaining team that we haven't yet seen in the arena. It's going to be great to see how they pick up and perform. This organization has done very well in the past, having competed in Brawl Stars and other main esports, but now they're going to be banning Mr. P and Gene once again.
Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. Mr. P we've basically seen on permaban all day.
Yeah.
And now we've also got Gene. He seems to be quite frequently banned as well, although not always. That seems to be the one flex going in here. But Woody, I've realized something. These teams, they're not just looking for a group stage progression to brackets. They're now looking to make sure they are the #1 seed from their group so they can dodge clash in the first round. No one wants to go against that team that we just saw on stage.
That is a really good point. You don't just want to advance, you want to be in a strong position, because the further you can make it in this tournament, Trid, the more cash money in the prize pool that you're going to get, the more points for the World Finals at the end of the year you're going to earn, and the better chance you have to prove your worth to your competitors, to the fans, to the leaders of your organization, to your teammates. There's a lot on the line in this first monthly final.
Absolutely, and we're going to kick things off as we have done on the previous series all the time. It is, of course, Layer Cake, and we're playing Bouncy.
Give me a big old slice of that layer cake, Trid. I'm ready to gobble it up. SK Gaming and PSG Esports moving in with an early lead from Twisty Twig, grabbing that center star. Coupe d'Ace almost goes down. He'll be forced to retreat now, and that's going to be a nice early game lead for SK.
1 star is enough to dictate the control and make sure PSG have to go on the... Oh! Twisty Twig threads the needle's eye and finds Coupe d'Ace on the back.
Beautiful kill there, and that's going to give them a 3-0 star lead in the first minute of gameplay. Oppressive firepower from YDE, sending in a super now. He grabs the kill on Relay, and the kill number 2 on Coupe d'Ace. Can they get the triple?
Skyrix trying to find that kill with the Jordan, so close to nailing it, but he's just out of range after blowing out that gun. Again, Twisty Twig.
Oh my goodness, this has been the most explosive start to a bounty match ever in this day of competition, Trid.
Well, look at that. Twisty Twig just nailing Coupe d'Ace in the middle again. He's being out-sniped on every occasion right now. It's so hard to keep up with Jordan. He's going to find his rockets be true and let the rain fall from the sky to clear out some of this cover. Now Skyrix has to play further back or risk taking these shots, just like Coupe d'Ace is doing.
Wow, Jordan really set fire to the rain and got that kill he was so desperately looking for. But with another snipe there, YDE pulling that star lead ahead even further for SK Gaming. Nice snipe from Coupe d'Ace, but he hasn't gotten the kill that he's been looking for. Can they get another one on the board? Only 17 seconds left.
And they don't have to look for kills, Woody. It's all on PSG to go on the hunt for them. If they can find YDE, they can really close the gap fast. They just need to get a couple of kills where it. Twisty Twig seems to be the target. 280 HP, YDE cornered. Coupe d'Ace is going to find him, brings it up to 9. 13 stars as YDE finds a return kill. Popping from Coupe d'Ace, keeps him safe. but it's still going to be SK Gaming walking away with the first game win.
Really narrowing that lead, though. Only 13 to 11 at the last second, and only a few hundred hit points on that Brock at the bottom. That was almost a drawn game. Don't count PSG Esports out. They have still got a leg in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be jumping into the second game of Layer Cake very shortly. Excited to see if any adaptations come in. A lot of teams, perfect mirror matchup, playing each other in the middle, keeping in identical lanes as well. The Brock matchup on the right-hand lane, really interesting to watch because it was just a juggling act of who can take the shot and get out of the incendiary fast enough. There was both of them were leaving behind, so they had to really be considerate of their movement in that right-hand lane.
Positioning very tricky to pull off perfectly, but it's going to be a win for SK Gaming. Now, just like in Group A, where Clash was the nemesis of both their competitors, in Group B, SK Gaming is the nemesis of Code Magic and PSG, or excuse me, of Omidali and PSG Esports.
And the nemesis is coming in true and being quite dominant right now. They're looking to gain a second match win in this group stage. As they've now switched up, so they're playing mirror matchups, but they've switched the time, and Skyrix showing why you don't maybe want to do that. Does get kind of outranged by Brock.
Heavy firepower dumped into the middle of the map. Twisty Twig grabs that star, but takes a big one on the chin. He's going to have to pull back into the woods there to recover.
Licking his wounds in the corner. Like the wounded animal he is. Twisty Twig will now emerge with the sniper rifle, try and find another shot. Hopefully finds the accuracy he had in the previous game. Coup8's now weak. One shot from Twisty Twig wouldn't finish him off if he wants to go for it. But he knew it was coming.
Wow.
Stay in cover for the time being.
Skyrix playing very aggressively, trying to push back up into that void zone. Incendiary fire coming down on him hard, and he's finally done it. He's broken through the bush now, and they're gaining ground on the right side of the map. They've lost a bit of their coverage, though, thanks to a nicely placed super by Jordan. But can PSG get the final comeback?
Coup8 actually found Twisty Twig there. He's kind of caught out of position because that cover had been blown out. And now they're going to apply pressure. Just one block on the right-hand side.
They're still sticking to that right side, though.
Head first goes in onto Relay. Will find the hit, but there's no follow-up damage, so he will get away.
Wow, really close escapes many times from PSG. They're playing the survivability game almost perfectly here, but they haven't been able to even up the score on kills yet. They need another one. They've only got 33 seconds left.
Going to fire that shot into Twisty Twig, who's still trying to keep Coup8 at arm's length and really play around with the range. Skyrix coming in for support. It just takes a couple of shots to finish him off. One from Skyrix, one from Twisty Twig. Should be enough to combo out Coup8. He's getting low himself. Has to be conscious of that shot. Just misses out on it. But they're throwing out mines as they go into the retreat. They have the lead, and they do not want to give up this kill, Woody.
Here comes the collapse. PSG falling down, grabbing 2 kills, tying up the game. It's 8-8. That super from Tick does not grab a kill, and this match is going to be tied up.
And again, another draw on Bounty. It seems to be the only map we're getting these on. Just at the last second as well, that final confrontation outside of SK Spawn. Really where they were able to equalize. Let's have a look at some replays from that round.
Super snipe from Skyrix grabs the first kill there, but they can't keep the momentum up for the entire game. With just seconds left, Jordan gets an epic kill on Skyrix. Twisty Twig for the reverse, but goes down himself, evening things up.
Skyrix had literally zero chance there. He was in the corner, sitting on top of a rocket rain from Brock with no umbrella. He was absolutely not going to have any chance of surviving that. So it's very grateful, and I'm sure he's very grateful to his teammate for being able to pick up that sneaky little kill with the sniper at the end.
You gotta rely on your teammates to be able to have your back in those clutch situations. Unfortunately for PSG, they're gonna hang on to this one more time. We're not seeing much in terms of swap outs here. We're still gonna have Tick, Piper, and Brock in this Layer Cake map.
I do like that they sent Twisty Twig into the right-hand lane to try and get the double dose of damage, but Coup8 able to blow him up there. Tick mine and also a shot from the Piper, able to finish that one off. So really does go back to bite him in a 3-star lead for PSG early.
Grabbing the star in the center. Oh, but a nice comeback there. Twisty Twig killing Jordan, and they're going to get a chance now to grab the center control of this map. Still a 1-star advantage for PSG. But SK Gaming is looking a bit more powerful as we go into the mid-game.
Well, they have map control as well. They're really pushing the fight into PSG's spawn room right now. Going to keep firing down the damage. They have a slight deficit, only 1 star between them, 1 kill. We'll swing it back in anyone's favor. We'll start to build out that PSG lead.
Unrelenting bombs falling all over the PSG side of the map. YDE just providing shock and awe campaign to support this push. On that right side of the map, though, it's a bit more evenly placed. No coverage for either of these teams to claim. PSG going to claim that star advantage still, but holding on for dear life. Jordan going way far down, and Kuki Ace not too much healthy either. This could be the chance for Skyrix to get that kill he's been looking for. Popping shots off, he's getting some great incendiary damage.
YDE has the head first as well. They tag one member of PSG, they can throw that super in, and if it's not taken care of, they will find another kill.
Rely holding on back as strong as he can, but he's starting to get bombs dropped right on his face. There's nowhere left to retreat.
Getting in the head first, Woody is going into the left. He has to throw out his own to counter it. And stops.
Oh my goodness!
Finds the shot. Kudiace answers back immediately and maintains the lead for PSG.
The return fire, and PSG holding strong in their spawn look to claim victory in game number 3. Can they tie up this set? Jordan defending as best he can. Falls back into the bushes. He's not going down easily. He recovers.
Oh, but Jordan turns it back around. His passing gift, granting PSG another kill and secures them the game.
Momentum definitely on the side of PSG now, as they've picked up the win in game number 3 and are looking to dethrone SK Gaming.
Look at this initial kill into Twisty Twig, finds the sniper on the left-hand side, and again, finds him in the back left corner. YDE didn't even have to get that kill.
I've got to say, Trid, I think this match number 4 has been the best so far today. The give and take between these two teams so close, and it always comes down to the last few seconds. SK Gaming have really got a difficult matchup here in PSG Esports.
They really had me going in the first game though, Woody. Not gonna lie, with SK. I was like, oh, SK Gaming, here to dominate again, I see. And then thankfully we have the draw and then the PSG win, and I'm intrigued. Can we for once, get a set or get a match that goes beyond 3 sets? I'm begging you, this is the match to do it.
Well, that was the story that got set up by Clash. They took out a 3-0 set score in both their first and second match. It looked like SK Gaming was set up well to do the same, but PSG Esports is not going to go down without a fight, and at least now we've seen a very close matchup. Neither team willing to go for that star in the center of the map, both playing super conservative.
Mr. Trick goes forward. Tanks him down to 615 from the shot from Piper. Kudiace, the combo coming in from Jordan, finds the early kill. They walk forward, they'll get themselves a star to boot. 3-star lead for PSG.
Exactly what PSG Esports was hoping for, and look at that Piper super knocking down a lot of the bushes in the center of the map there. And the same
again!
Rock.
Kudiace
Wow!
immediately follows up with its own...
Oh my goodness!
And again! This madman needs to stop!
Destruction!
And blind shot into the bush. Kudiace has to retreat now, so that pressure has been relieved.
A nice 2 shots there from Twisty Twig, but not able to get a kill. At least he's able to push PSG back up into their side of the map. They'll gain a little bit of ground control here.
48 HP for Twisty Twig. That was so close to being another kill in Kudiace and another star above his name. He's on target, but he doesn't have the range. Oh! Beautiful dodge there with the pop in. Make sure he won't go down to Skyrix rockets and gets him back to that all-needed safety, but it has got so much control. Here comes the head first on the hunt for Rely. And it will force him to take cover as Skyrix gets the first kill. Best Gaming, and again, claims the
goodness!
Gets the team kill and swings it in favor of SK Gaming.
Slam the door on PSG. They had the lead, but they can't make it through the finish line just yet. SK Gaming back with a vengeance. Pull ahead 9-7, and they are not going to give a single inch of this playing field without a fight. PSG heavy on the attack, but can't get the kill. The defense will hold. It is a brick wall, Trid.
And it's just been collapsed on them. PSG trying as much as they can to get those additional stars, but SK Gaming plays the defense perfectly and even gets in a few jabs of counterattack on the way out to seal the deal.
They huffed, Trid. They puffed, but they could not blow the SK Gaming house down.
And here's the replays of what's going on there. That's Skyrix picking up those kills on the Kudiace, and on the back out of that, YDE landing those tick mines, and Twisty Twig going for the 360 no-scope with the pop-in, lands and immediately takes that shot on the tick, gives himself the extra stars just as a nice little bonus, as a passing gift to PSG. Set number 1 going over to SK Gaming. We're moving on to Gem Grab next.
All of those brawlers very dangerous at a distance, but Tick kind of uniquely vulnerable at close range. The only brawler that can't really just kind of pop up right next to you and fire away. It takes a long time for that bomb to land, and Piper is just having no trouble with it.
So Woody, you already have the arm reach on me as an individual anyway, just purely from height. So imagine if I was there and I tried to swing a punch at you, but instead of going direct, I went up and over. Do you think you'd be able to throw a punch directly at me in time to stop me from doing that?
I don't know. I'd just be so, shocked that you were even coming at me in the first place. I don't think I would be able to respond. I'd be stunned just like that tick in the middle of the field.
I think you'd be more stunned if I was able to get to a height where my fist could get above your head.
Well, hey, if they give you a box, it might work.
You're peeling the curtain a little bit too far right now. The people aren't supposed to know about the box, but they're supposed to know about this game, Woody. We're on to double swoosh, gem grab on your screens right now, and the maxes are in play. Pam coming in for Jordan as well on their PSG.
Yeah, we'd seen Pam already in this gem grab setup before, got pretty decent value. Actually, both teams were playing Pam in the past. As soon as that healing turret gets set up, it's real difficult to push back beefy brawlers like Pam. Able to take down the gem carrier there, but both of those gems going to stay on the PSG side of the map. Twisty Twig making a sneaky little stab in here, though. Takes down Jordan, but isn't going to be able to steal any gems.
Because of the arc of those cards, the gravity pulls in Rely and basically guarantees that kill then. But same story. Kills, no gems.
A healing shade for Tara, going to help out the team and try to keep her alive. Nice survivability bonus there to try to keep pace against Jordan's healing turret. It's going to be a 6-2 gem lead right now for SK Gaming, looking dominant in game number 1.
Rudy Ace goes to point blank range, takes out Skyrex. Thankfully, he's not the gem carrier right now. Why?
Sneaky push from Pam out the left side is not rewarded.
Don't know if that was the right play, Woody. The 2v1 at point blank range in the enemy territory with no hope of getting the gems out.
Well, we have the advantage of knowing where these brawlers are, but hidden in the bushes, they didn't know it was going to be a 2v1 like that.
Just like Predator.
Yes.
It's going to be making noises, just luring them into the bush.
All right, 9 gems for SK Gaming. They need just one more. On the other side, though, PSG does have center control of the map. And they take out the enemy gem carrier. YDE is down, and PSG on the retreat with all the gems to claim.
You got to watch out. Tara's in the mist, and when she comes out with that stacked deck, able to hit you nice and hard right at point blank range, guarantees that damage. 10 gems sitting on Kudiace alone, and there's no hope of coming back from that one. 15 gems to 0. PSG take game 1.
Tossing the cards out, and this time she dealt herself a royal flush. Tara grabbing all of the gems needed for that clutch performance. Let's check out this replay once again as SK Gaming falls in this first game against PSG Esports.
Just look at that. Kudiace point blank range. You've got to remember, Tara's cards are arcing out. If you're at that point, that inception point where the cards spawn, that's guaranteed. All 3 cards hitting you.
Nicely done there in set number 2. PSG Esports looking deadly, but they haven't gotten a set win up on the board yet. And SK Gaming has shown that they've had this sort of difficulty before and been able to overcome it. Game number 2 coming up next. Did they get a little bit cocky in that last match, Drid?
I don't know about cockiness with that one. I just think they didn't pay enough respect to the Tara hiding in the sandstorm. You know, like I said, it could literally be anywhere in that region. If you're walking at point blank range, Tara is going to be lethal.
Sometimes you get 9 gems and you just want to play it really safe. Just wait for the opportune moment to grab that 10th one. But PSG was unwilling to give them that opportunity, playing very aggressively and pushing up right into their face.
Gem carrier, Whitey, now on with Sandy, gonna get that kill. Jordan barely escapes. Now they've got the invisibility. Kudiace using the gravity, spawning his clone. He's gonna be feeding him that delicious health.
Yum, 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 yum. Nice healing from both Rely and Kudiace and from Jordan as well. This is a triple heal comp from PSG, able to keep their brawlers up and at them, even with a ton of damage coming on in.
And now they're going to press forward again. Gem advantage in favor of SK Gaming, currently sitting on 5.
You just
Gordon
can't
goes
kill
aggressive on the left
PSG
side.
brawlers too
He
easy.
fell prey to the exact same mistake he made last time. On the left side, in the left swoosh, if you will, and runs into 2 to die.
But hey, if you're going to lose a brawler, sending a Pam in is not the worst move. You might get a great kill, in really close range. Sometimes you get taken down, but PSG is willing to take that risk. Jordan able to grab that kill in the left side, and a coup from Kudiace grabbing that kill on the center. Can he get the final kill?
He doesn't need to. Oh, the claim just came back, actually, so Skyrex, thankfully, ended that timer. PSG just managed to swing it above on a +10 and immediately lost it straight after SK came back swinging.
It's going to be an absolute mirror of what we saw in the last match. It's now PSG holding on to 9 gems with SK gaining of center control.
Right on top! Look at the damage coming in from SK, but they can't get the gems. They're too cautious about going into that territory. They can feed those back in at leisure to the members of PSG.
Now, with one more gem, they'll have all 10, but S able to keep the countdown going if SK Gaming is able to tie it back up.
But they put all the gems onto Sandy. Skyrex has got aggressive now. The down to 2 and gravity comes in! And just like Gaming will pick up the gems and start to go on the retreat. 5 seconds remain, and they will tie out the set.
Swing in the hammer, drop the guillotine. PSG has been knocked back, and SK Gaming are looking to take this set after all.
Tied out. One more game to go. Let's have a look at some replays before we jump into game number 3. The damage from the gravity combos have been absolutely incredible coming out from the Taras on both sides of the team. They've been picking up clutch kills whenever they've needed to.
Like a black hole, you can't escape from that Tara super, and if you're caught in the middle of it, you're going to be spaghettified, Trid.
Spaghettified?
That's actually an officially real science term for what happens when you get sucked into a black hole. Yeah.
Spaghettified?
Yes.
I have to Google that, apparently.
Oh, please do.
So I'm going to say, I don't believe you.
Oh, what? Friends at home, you can go Google it right now and then spam the chat, Trid, you're wrong.
Yes, because they need to be encouraged to do that more.
Oh, yes, of course they do.
Double swoosh, game 3. SK Gaming versus PSG. First gem packed up by YD. We rely just holding off to the side. Doesn't want to take the bait yet. Skyrix will trade some damage out for his hardship of grabbing that gem. But SK Gaming seems to have control despite the spawner pushing them towards PSG.
Ooh, nice pressure here from Jordan once again. Not always getting rewarded in these sneaky stabs out on the left side field, but Pam getting some nice damage here and giving Rely a chance to grab some gems in the center. PSG and SK neck and neck in this tiebreaker game.
Mama's Kiss being quite useful for Skyrix and the rest of SK, able to heal up when he takes damage from the opposing team.
Mama's hug. Give her a hug.
Mama's kiss. Mama's hug.
I'll allow it. We'll give it.
We'll allow it. Same thing. It's affection from Mama. Skyrix going to press back forward again. Rely now using Pam's turret and hiding around, getting that heal in the brush. They do have a slight gem lead, but it's very passive in comparison to previous rounds, Woody.
Yeah, very slow. It seems that this is kind of what happens when you get to that 1-1 set score. Both SK Gaming and PSG playing very conservatively, not looking to give up an easy early win to their opponents. And it seems like this game's been pretty slow.
They just caught Jordan on the left-hand side with the gravity. That opens up a man advantage if they want to press forward now, but they have to be very cautious of these turrets. Skyrix is really using the angles and getting away from the train. YD goes in, he gets caught by the gravity on the back end. Those gems are up for grabs, and they're all going on to Skyrix right now as PSG are on the hunt for the victory, and Skyrix will not get out, but the gems will be kept by SK Gaming.
Barely able to hold on to those gems. A risky play from the SK Gaming team, almost rewarded, but then almost shut completely down. PSG pursuing their opponents and finally getting that shot. Here we go. Coupe Dace throws out a super, doesn't hit YDE, but almost finishes him off. Will he chase? He will. Wow.
He's against the backboard on the fadeaway. Will get the cards, but can't claim the gems. 10 in favor of PSG. So SK don't have the time to claim their own. They have to finish off Rely, who's sitting on 10 by himself. If they do not get that kill, there is no way they're going to be walking away with this one, and they just cannot get through the onslaught. They cannot run the gauntlet, and PSG will tie out the match by taking gem grab.
Wow. Congratulations to PSG Esports. It's now a score of 1-1. The first time, Trid, that we've seen a set draw between these teams.
But this old man's heart just started to beat again, Woody. Brought life back into it by the prospect of going beyond 3 sets in a series.
My goodness. Well, you better get your pacemaker, Trid, and turn it on up high, because the adrenaline...
Crank it to 11.
Crank it up to 11, because the adrenaline is pumping throughout this arena, and we are finally seeing one of the tightest matches of this entire Brawl Stars Championship Monthly Final. We have seen games get this close before, but not in such a big way this year yet, Trid.
Absolutely, and we're going to be jumping on to our 3rd set of the match. Real quick, of course you know by now, really, I don't really need to give you an explainer. You know it's going to Siege. It's maybe after the 3rd set, I'll start to really go into the maps and let you know. Got some stats on your screen there for PSG Esports. Nearly 250,000 damage dealt in that last set.
A cool quarter for PSG. 18 kills and 14 deaths. So a nice little advantage on that count as well. We've got a 1-1 draw, and going into Siege, it's going to be that nuts and bolts map that you all know and love. I gotta say, Siege has seemed to be one of the more kind of swingy sets that we've seen so far, Trid. It seems like one team either just completely dominates or just gets completely smashed.
It's that bolt economy. That's exactly what it is. It's the way the game's designed, Woody. If you just miss out...
Boltonomics.
What, sorry?
Boltonomics.
Boltonomics, are we going to
Might we
shorten it
call
to
it
that? Boltonomics?
The Bolt economy. It's all about the Boltonomics.
Okay, Boltonomics it is. It is all about the Boltonomics, as Woody has just coined. It's about getting hold of those bolts at the right time, because you can get an early level 3 siege bot, but maybe you want to hold on to find yourself getting a level 7. Maybe you can get both if you're good enough. SK Gaming surely want to, as they have that early bolt lead. 2 in the pocket already, looking for a third, but Coudier's going to pick that one up. I don't think Twisty Twix will claim it in time. Level 3 siege bot going to be running straight into PSG's base to kick things off.
One of the quickest Pam supers I've ever seen in a game, and Jordan still doesn't have his super up. Skyric's absolutely dominant in that early game, and it's going to be rewarded by that big old level 3 siege bot.
Going to tank a lot of the damage, but YD is not getting close enough to cause it. There we go, a little bit of damage from the magic puffs, and then we're going to force back out. So a modest 16% damage on that first wave. Very modest.
There we go. All right. Yeah, able to get a little bit of damage from that Sandy super, just kind of picking away at Coudier's. It's especially helpful when someone's hiding in a bush and they take a little damage. You can kind of peek in to see where they are. But that Sandy super, the Rude Winds, deals 120 damage, just a little bit of a bonus to help out.
And in the chaos, you saw a lot of barrels rolling around in that right side of the map, but in 2 seconds remaining, looks like that's another siege bot coming in for SK Gaming. 7 to the 3 bolts of PSG. They're going to storm it down the right-hand side. Dow goes in with his barrel roll to get nice and close up in Coop the Ace's face. As Skyrix and the rest of the boys are there, there's all 3 of them in the area. There's going to be heavy damage sustained onto the Ike if they're not careful.
Swinging hard and punching straight onto that Ike. It's now below half hit points. PSG have their final chance to get the last siege. 25 seconds from now, they've got a 5-0 bolt advantage. Can they hang on just long enough? And then if they do, can they get that damage in?
Trick claims 1 back into the pool. There's the second, potentially the third to try and tie out the bots. They have 15 seconds remaining. It's a 5-3 scoreline, but it looks very much like PSG will be the ones to get the final siege with 8 seconds remaining. It's all about how much damage they could do with that bot as to whether they will walk away with the first game, Woody, because it's 8-5. They sent in Dow to do more damage, trying to get it below 41%. The margin of success just got higher for SK.
PSG not finding many lucky spawns with those final bolts, and we've got 15 seconds left for them to get that Ike down below 41%. That's what they got to do if they want to win this match. 9 seconds left. The match is going to be decided really quick. That siege machine has finally made it in. Punching away. Can he do it?
Oh no! Just shy of it. The 41% health on PSG will claim it. SK, amazing job to juggle the aggro from the siege bot there until basically, I don't think the siege bot touched the Ike until it was about 30% HP, really cutting down that damage time that PSG had.
It's also really crucial to try to keep that siege machine damage coming in on brawlers as long as you can. Yeah, and as you noted,
13%.
got super low before it finally got some shots off on that Ike. Something else to keep in mind, if you're respawning and the enemy siege machine is coming at you, you can just go walk right up to that siege machine. It'll start punching you, but since you are immune for a few seconds after you respawn, it's a great way to mitigate damage.
Oh yeah, you got to make use of the invulnerability that's provided to you after an unfortunate death, shall we say. SK Gaming now trailing in a set for the first time. Oh, sorry, no, PSG. What am I talking about? I'm getting lost here, Woody. I got confused for a second.
So let's get a map and find our bearings once again. It's going to be a draw right now to start things off with. We saw a Frank pick earlier in this siege matchup, but it actually didn't play out. Looks like finally Twisty Twig is going to get a chance to show us what a hammer can do. Smashes in and takes down Sandy. That's going to be a 2-1 Brawl lead, and they will be able to hold the center of this map.
PSG, they get the first Brawl bot with level 3.
It's true.
They're going to walk forward here, but they're holding the line quite forward right now. He's going to get the respawn just in time, so it's a good strategy from YD. Make sure he really maximizes the time his team has to mount a defense here. Already got it down to 40%. Great hold by SK.
That's right, Trade. A forceful rebuke from the SK Gaming team. They've only taken 4% damage on their Ike, and they have that 3-bolt advantage. So I got to say, it's pretty evenly matched up right now. We do have a healing turret for PSG to try to hold on to the center of the map. But wow, some nice rolls in there from Daryl. Not quite able to take down Coop to Ace, but it's getting awfully tight now.
3 bolts on the side of SK, but it seems to be PSG are getting control of the kill. Relay taking down Twisty Twig as well. So that's the second kill in that last engagement. They have 100% control of the bolts. They're certainly going to be having another bot run down to SK Gaming space.
And Laiv just doing his best to keep that Bolt score even so that they don't fall behind. Even with another bot coming in, it's still a 3-3 draw. Just consistent pressure from this PSG team. Even if they're not getting much damage in, it's enough to keep ahead of their opponents and try to get this series tied up. They're going to play very conservatively, Trid. None of them going in to attack that Ike, just content to hold on to those 3 bots and keep mid-control of this map. It's the next Siege bot that'll win the game.
Absolutely, Woody. I couldn't agree more as they're going to move forward now. Twist quick YD, and Skyrex moves in with the barrel roll, tries to get on top of the healing turret to open up the fight, knowing that there won't be that additional health regen, but Skyrex will still lose his fight. PSG have dominated that engagement, maintain mid-control, and look to build up their Bolt economy.
And that's going to be it. SK Gaming doing their best to hold on and keep these Siege bots at bay. But PSG sending in the 3rd and final one. A quick roll in there from a snappy Daryl does get the PSG Ike down to 90%. But it should be pretty easy to finish off.
If it's a good defense mounted by SK Gaming, they could still get away with this one. When you look at far, the bot can't get it. Kudies goes in to try to steal damage. 92 to 89%. If they don't damage it a little bit more, they won't walk away with it. 91% to 89. Oh! Sweep it out with 1% in it. PSG Esports will tie out the set.
Wow, a 1% lead. Just a single shot from that Daryl shotgun makes the difference, Trid. And in this game, it is played to the inch. You can't give away any extra damage, and PSG have been vindicated in getting that 3rd and final Siege bot, hammering the last nail in the SK coffin for that game.
The ball and socket, it's classic. It's a classic esports move. Go for the fist bump to be met with the handshake. Exactly what happened there on PSG. We're getting
It's
different
a perfect
angles.
way to celebrate for nuts and bolts, right?
Yeah, very true.
Bolt.
Very apt. Very apt, Woody. So maybe that was the plan all along. We just don't know. I'm just not in the head of these players right now.
Game number 3, another tiebreaker to seal the deal for this 3rd set.
Good.
Which team will pull ahead? They both have 1 set win so far, so this is really going to swing momentum hard now, Trid.
Early dominance from SK. Despite that, Kudies is going to get away with the 2nd Bolt. Tries to get a third, but he will delay the capture of SK. This might be a draw to begin with until Jordan picks that up. Oh, it didn't capture it in time, so that means that level 2 Siege bot coming in. But SK do have a good head start on their own Bolt count.
Yeah, sneaky Siege bot in here from PSG. SK Gaming will hold on to 3 bolts, but it looks like midfield advantage will be held by PSG. They're just going to sit back for a little while and heal up. Expect to see this Pam turret come out soon to keep these brawlers all topped off as they try to grab this 2nd round of bolts.
Here we go, barrel roll going in from Daryl immediately. Has Rely answer on that one. They found out Pam on the back one. They found out Sandy on the back right there. So Kudies going down.
And it was those rude Sands that got the finishing blow. He almost escaped, but at double-digit hit points, just barely enough to finish him off. YDE with that super is able to get the Bolt lead now for SK Gaming, up to 5-4. Will it be
out again?
Hold on.
Going to be 2 seconds remaining. Who's going to capture the last Bolt again? PSG, they sneak out the level 6 Siege bot. A good defense from SK does put them in a good position to turn it back around with the last Siege. But they've already got a 3 versus 1 man advantage. The bot is 90% HP whereas before it enters the base. It's not looking good for SK.
Will SK Gaming ever get a Siege bot? That is the question on our minds right now. We're waiting and haven't seen one from them in a very long time. PSG holding on to the center now, but they've got to make up that Boltonomics advantage on the side of SK Gaming. They're grabbing their 6th now, and PSG has got to get 3 more to catch up.
Gyrex is going to get blasted, pincered in by the team of PSG. They got 7 bolts on the side of SK with 10 seconds remaining. PSG are still keeping up with the bolt count though. If they can just take out YD right now, they can extend it even further. But Kudies actually walks away with that bolt. He had no business doing that. 2 seconds remaining. This is going to be a level 10 Siege bot coming in for SK. Now or never to walk away with this set.
Here it comes, level 10 and prepped to decimate. The blue team waiting for their bot to get into range before they make their final attack. 13 seconds left, and this is going to be a walk-away win for SK Gaming, grabbing the 3rd set.
That's nicely done there. 4 seconds remaining. There's no hope of coming back here. SK Gaming taking the match score 2-1, Woody. I'm excited. We're going to get to see a new game type as we move over to Heist next.
That's right, Shrew. The first heist map that we'll see in this monthly final. Take a look at the replay now as we watch SK Gaming able to repel these Siege bots, barely taking any damage. Even though they had 2 bots come in against them, it was that 3rd and final one that delivered the knockout blow.
Have a look at a replay again.
Not getting the nut and bolt fist bump on this one. This
No,
time.
just a fist bump is good enough.
Just a regular fist bump.
Just a regular fist bump. You don't need anything special. You don't need anything very esportsy to do the ball and socket. 1 minute remains until we jump into set number 4. In case you didn't realize, we're going over to Hot Potato for our heist match.
Ooh, keep it up in the air. Don't want to let it land on you, Trid.
But this series certainly is up in the air at the moment, so you want to keep more of the same.
Hey, nice.
Hey.
Nice mixed metaphors switched into, what do we call that, a segue? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very good. Look at the damage out there, though, from SK Gaming. 321,000, but they died more than they killed.
It doesn't matter. You got to play to the objective. They knocked down that Ike turret better than their opponents could, and that is what delivered them the win. They'll have to keep that same goal in mind. It's a pretty similar setup here in Hot Potato. You've both teams are going to have that big defensive target to try to penetrate into and destroy on the other side of the map. Just no siege bots this time, and no turret on top.
Yes.
That's safe.
And as you can see, jumping into it right now. Long range map, there is long sightlines here. Could potentially open it up with more diverse hero brawler picks. But we're going to go for the max. There's an 8-bit there as well. You'll love to see it, as well as the Rico and Barley. So good combination of brawlers being used. Some we haven't seen so far in the monthly finals.
Rely picking 8-bit. It's going to have a lot of long-range, heavy damage. He's got to be careful, though, for those faster brawlers like Twisty Twig playing Max here can really outpace and out-damage if you aren't able to get that hit on her. She moves really fast, so she's hard to target. But, ooh, a nice hit lands there. Twisty Twig barely escapes with his life, but a few points of damage already on the SK Gaming safe.
Rely needs to be better at providing that damage onto Twisty Twig if he tries to go around terrain to hit Jordan. Nice reflection there from Skyrix. The Ricochet coming in and taking out that damage amplification turret.
Looks like Rely has chosen the extra life star power. That's going to bring him back to life after his first death. And here he comes back down for the count, but not out of it. He gets back up again. YDE moving in to try to get some damage on the other side of the map, but that's not going to be enough to tie it up. It's a big advantage for PSG Esports. Watch that safe go down into the 40s, into the 30s.
Not going to get that kill though, Woody, but they have given themselves a definitive lead nice and early into this round.
Very well done there. We're going to take it back into single camera mode now as we watch the center of this map be the battleground once again, trying to gain control. Twisty Twig dashes in with his super and is able to get a kill there, knocking back Barley and Max, but at what cost? They're safe down to 20% hit points now and needing a lot of firepower on the other end to even things up.
YD playing around his max range on Barley, throws in the last call as well. Will damage Coup de Ace, but also deal some much needed damage to that safe to try and close.
Here we go, this could be the comeback.
He's going in from the side. Max managed to get the damage in, the damage over time. And look at the spray coming in from Rico. Oh! It down, and SK Gaming pull it back.
Wow, down 20% to 60, but they knocked all 60% off in that last push. SK Gaming undeniably strong in the first game of this high setup.
And there we have it. Look at the damage coming in for the safe initially. There's Max with the speed boost to try and track down Jordan. Coup de Ace, 96 HP, still survives and puts the damage into Whitey. He was too interested in going for the safe, so he wasn't able to finish him off, but ultimately it didn't matter. SK Gaming still walk away with the win.
Rico Suave with an epic super knocking down that safe with a ton of damage. Hard to deny such a long-range, heavy, damaging brawler like Rico in that final moment. He sneaks up through the bushes, and if you don't have a big brawler to take those blows, you are going down fast. The King is back at it again, and SK Gaming needing just one more win to clinch this match.
And getting that first kill of the game is definitely going to help him get that. As Twisty Twig's trying to duel out with Rely, and then Skyrix is here with the Rico.
Whoa! Another super right onto the safe and grabbing 12% damage to start things off. Skyrix looking to continue the pressure in the mid lane here.
The damage
Not going to happen.
application
He's down.
onto Rely is going to help him keep Twisty Twix at bay. As Coup de Ace moves forward, going to blast him out. PSG moving in, heavy damage sustained by the save, dropping it down to 77%.
It seems like PSG is playing a little bit more conservative in this game compared to SK Gaming. They're not quite willing to make that all-in play, but they're not really going to be rewarded much by it. Instead, they're going to be taking a ton of shots on their own. YDE dropping a super. Now is PSG's time to return fire. Can they get the damage in? A nice super setup by 8-Bit there is able to equalize. SK Gaming barely holding on, but they're falling behind now at 36% health on their save.
They've got an open save right now. Damage is coming in. Jordan, if he can deal some more damage to YDE, he might get away with the last call. They're going to do it. I think PSG
That's it!
the set. They just have to hit the shots. Max will do just that. And PSG are kept alive not only in this set, but in this match by that play.
Another super close game. These have been really lightning rounds, Trid. These players not going for the defensive edge much at all, instead pressuring very hard and getting rewarded for it this time. SK Gaming not able to deliver the final blow on a 22% health safe in the end, instead taking the last shots themselves.
The excitement on the face of the players should tell you how they're feeling right now. Momentum's good, morale's high. That's exactly what you're going to need to walk away with this set and force us out to our first set 5 of the monthly finals. That's what I want to see, Woody.
Could be, yeah. This is the most important game that we've had so far this month. A win here for SK Gaming means they win the match. A win here for PSG means that the field is completely reset on a total equalizer to send us into the final tiebreaker.
Absolutely, and no one sustained damage until Kudiace volunteers to do so by walking into the pool left behind by Barley's bottles. And now he's caught in a little bit of a between a rock and a hard place. But very low members of SK Gaming. Twitch going down low, 280. Skyrix as well, but it's actually Kudiace first to go down.
Oh my god.
They wrap it around. They might just go straight for a base race.
SK Gaming is far ahead right now, Trid. Take a look at this. Down to 40% now, but hold on, they're starting to even things back up here. Not able to get quite as much damage output yet.
Rocket Rain comes in as well. Look at this, the respawn starts to come out. YD's still here though. He's just tossing bottles
PSG
right now.
behind.
Jordan's trying to do the same. They're going to get all in. PSG!
Oh my goodness, PSG have done it! From the jaws of defeat, they once again come back out. Swallowed by the whale, but they have made their way into the sea, sailing on to victory. PSG Esports have tied up this match, Trid.
I can't believe it. It's like waiting for a bus, Woody. None of them turn up, and then they all turn up at once afterwards. And we're going to see that set number 5, Brawl Ball, finally graces our screens.
Wow, you could not ask for a better match, Trid. And the excitement on the face of these players says it all. We are at a 2-2 set score between SK Gaming and PSG Esports in what could very well be a harbinger of things to come, Trid. I expect that we might get a chance to see these two teams later on again tomorrow.
Only one of them gets to go ahead, and technically they will be
Well, that's not true. They might both advance.
Allow me to finish. Only one of them gets to go ahead on one side of the bracket each. So let's say they're both going to be split. Regardless of who comes first and who goes second, they will be split on the bracket because of how the seeding works. Which means that if they both win their semifinals, they will get that rematch in the finals.
I agree with you. And
Thank you.
I think that we agreed more than we thought that we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we're both on the same page here.
Absolutely.
They might be facing off again in the finals tomorrow.
Yes.
That's all I'm defending. Right?
I wasn't attacking that.
Is that how that bracket works? All right,
that is how the bracket works.
Let's get into set number 5. It's going to be Brawl Ball, just like you mentioned. For any of those who are tuning in to see Brawl Ball for the first time, it's very much like football, as the Europeans might call it, or soccer for any Americans who are up early enough to watch the show here today.
If you call it soccer, you're wrong. Let's just put that out there straight away.
Well, 2 goals is enough to win it all, or just 1 and counting out the timer. You can see these barriers are set up here to make it a bit more difficult to get the ball in the goal. Neither team yet going to grab onto the ball, instead trying to grab control of the middle of the map.
Speed boost given over, but nothing really done with it by SK. And so they're going to try and make sure that they keep it going. Here we go. Going in with the spin to win for Jordan. Going to pick up the kill. And now it's an open field. Nice passing. Jordan, open goal. And it's PSG to kick off this round.
Send it straight in. That was a magnificent play from PSG. Almost underwhelming performance from SK Gaming, given how strong they've been playing so far this match, and then just getting team stomped on by PSG. A 3-0 pickup. PSG now holding on to the lead, just have to play it safe for another minute 30, and they'll claim victory.
Speed boost, trying to walk around, find the angle, plays it off the board to free himself up to deal some damage, to rely and apply some extra pressure. Also, while they're waiting for Frank to pull himself up here to get himself against that fence, they still got control of the ball, playing around in the sandstorms as Gonna have that protected pirouette move forwards, cleans up Skyrix on the back line. Trying to blow open the cover, he does that, but he couldn't stay alive long enough to get the shot in afterwards.
They don't get the shot, but that will be a leg up if they do manage to get the ball back over on the left side of that map. With that barrier down, it's a lot easier to claim victory. PSG looks like they were playing a comp that was designed to win in overtime, not any way to knock down these walls, but nevertheless, it looks like they're gonna do it. Hold on, that super from Carl was preventing him from picking up the ball.
Doesn't matter, he still gets away with it, Woody. PSG pick up game number 1. They are 1 game. They are 2 goals away from walking away with this match.
SK Gaming was single digits away from walking out of this match with a 3-1 victory in Heist. But with their first loss in Brawl Ball now, they're very close to losing the whole thing. PSG Esports is a team that you can never count out. They are coming back with a vengeance and just need to put one more on the board to win it all.
Jumping into that match very quickly. SK Gaming still looking composed though, Woody. Don't seem to be defeated, at least physically from the outside of what's happening so far. So I want to see them go in heads held high, bring this back open and make it go the distance by winning this next game.
By picking up 2 sets, SK Gaming has guaranteed that they will advance to the semifinals tomorrow. But as you noted earlier on in this match, it's all a question of whether or not they will be in 1st seed or 2nd seed. A win from PSG is going to really insulate them and ensure that they get to go up against the 2nd seed from the other group. They definitely don't want to go up against Clash, dominant in both of their matches today.
Incredibly so, and Twisted actually exposed himself despite being low, giving away early possession. Cooley Ace doesn't get the angle to have the pass around the corner.
Oh, wow. Can Whitey grab it?
Yeah, he wants to try and move through, but Twisted Trick clears him out. Jordan has control of it. The damage isn't there fast enough, and Jordan walks it in. PSG take a 1-goal lead. One more gives them the match.
This could be the final 2 minutes of SK Gaming's meteoric rise and spectacular fall. PSG Esports looking to deliver the final blow here. The coup de grace, you could call it, as coup de ace moves in for the final kill. A total domination.
And it's so clinical. PSG stopped what could have been the juggernauts in the form of SK, and they will go 1-0 up in their group currently, and they finish out SK's record with a 1-1.
So well played by PSG. They were behind in the set score, but managed to pull it back in those later games. Look, if you've got an advantage in Heist and Brawl Ball, you really just got to hold on through those early sets to make it to the end. SK Gaming definitely looking to try to grab that early win here, but not able to pull it off. It's all in the hands of PSG Esports now to try to move on undefeated. They'll be going up against Omen Elite in match number 6 later today.
They just didn't have the damage right there. Someone who has tons of damage, though, our host, Falcone.
Now that is what we have all been waiting for. That was a Brawl Stars match to remember. From the 1% victory earlier on in Siege to the domination that PSG laid down in Brawl Ball. That's what we've been waiting for. Let's have a look at the groups and see how things are shaping up, as SK did get a win earlier, but now PSG have come out and they themselves have found a win too. So Group B looking a little bit more interesting than Group A for now, although we are going to give Group B a little bit of a break and get back to Group A, where we have 2 teams who have both already been taken down by Clash. The question is, how will they do against each other? As we have Red Kalunga, represented by Grigul, Kader, Parzival, and Acamphanate. Grigul likes to surf in his free time, and the entire team have said the biggest strength they have is that they trust each other, despite the fact they've only played together for 3 months. On the other side of things, once again, we have Code Magic, Sun Bentley, Cursed, and KC. Now, Cursed is a Norwegian player, one of the very few that we have in Brawl Stars, and himself and KC have recently been pushing really high on ladder together. Jetton, unfortunately, could not make it here today, but he did say that he wanted to spend his prize money on, well, wasting it on whatever he could think of, so maybe it's for the best that he didn't make it. Anyways, the game is about to start. Trit, Ark, take it away.
Thank you very much, Falcone. Yes, I'm joined by Ark. We had a quick substitution on the desk here. It's going to be me and him who takes you through this game number 5, or match number 5. We keep the terminology correct. And Ark, this one's a bit of an important one for both of these teams.
Oh, absolutely. Both of these teams have not been too successful today, so they really, really need this victory because whoever doesn't win this game is going to be going home.
Well, not straight away. We'll keep them around for tomorrow. They can in the car to the airport right away. We don't mess around here. The show must go on, and it will go on without them. So all to play for here. We saw our first 5-set match. Pretty jealous, aren't you? That we
I was really, really jealous, but I mean, you called it first. You wanted to see it. I think you earned it.
Yeah, all right, we got it. And hopefully, maybe we can provide some kind of wish fulfillment here. Maybe this does go to distance. This does go down to the wire because Clash seem pretty dominant. They might be in a league of their own. That's to be determined tomorrow. These teams might be a little bit more even.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We've got some bans coming in here as well.
Yeah.
We've got Max and Mr. P again. Both of these two brawlers today have seen a lot of bans, and I can see why.
Yeah, Mr. P, I believe, is just generally pretty strong. Let's not kid ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And then Max has amazing value with that added mobility you provide to your team. So there's a lot to play for by taking those off of the field. You know, we've seen a couple of Gene bans today as well. So Gene's going to be available. Quite a strong pick depending on which map and archetype we go to. There's still some good options available.
Yeah, absolutely. With Gene now on the table, I think that's going to change up a lot here. Unfortunately, Jesse is actually not available to be here today for Code Magic. It's actually one of the best Genes in Europe. But nonetheless, Code Magic are very, very competent at using Gene, so I think we can pretty much safely say it's going to be on the cards.
Yeah, so Gene's not going to be there. Oh, Gene could be there, sorry. But it's just their Gene expert, however, just not here, as you greatly highlighted. Layer Cake, if you've not been watching, is our first port of call on the bounty map archetype, and you should be familiar with the other two, but we'll recap them as and when we need to. Layer Cake provided some great play. Very passive at times, especially to start with, but we've seen explosive reactions based off of the early stages.
Oh, and we've seen some amazing reactions at the end stage as well with that fantastic snipe that we saw earlier from Guille today, and some very quick turnarounds, and hopefully Code Magic have had a chance to kind of put that in their past, and hopefully they can come back and give us a really, really good show here. And Bounty is always my personal favorite game mode. I'm not gonna lie, it is one that I've always had a really, really soft spot for, although we do see some draws from time to time. It nevertheless, for me, just remains to be that kind of that game mode that can just anything can happen and they can all change at the final second. I'm
more of a showdown warrior myself.
Oh no!
I train in the dojo and I go into the showdown solos. Mano, imano, because there's a lot of people there.
Just when I thought we could be friends, Shred.
Oh no! Have I gone down a few pegs in your books now? Is that what's happened, huh? Well, hopefully
going in.
It won't actually change that much after this game, because we're going to be jumping into it. So, as we've seen in the past, Brock Tick Piper seems to be the go-to composition for teams when it comes to playing this particular map.
Yeah, KC running Incendiary there. Actually, Kadu there not actually running. He's running full rocket there, which is just an interesting thing to note. Probably able to put a bit more pushback pressure onto Code Magic there. Actually, I think he's at somebody very, very low there. Has to go back to heal up there. Should be okay though, but no one's got that middle star yet. It's still sitting there waiting to be collected.
We always talk about the risk and reward of it, don't we, Ark? If you go in and you get yourself killed, then it's a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, and they're cursed against solo. Oh, a takedown there. Kadu.
Some Bentley taking them out, so it gives them early lead.
Very
stars over to Code Magic. Now they can just hold on to this one. We'll give the star over to Guikul, who will walk away with that 1 star and make it only a slight deficit. They need to be able to still take the lead at some point. Parzival is sitting on the head first, so they can get some chip damage. They might be able to find an opportunity to yeet that one in.
Yeah, 1 kill here from Rekaluna, and they will take the lead here. Tick hit going out from Parzival. It's shut down quick, though, by KC.
Quite easily. They all paid it respect, though, and created that gap of distance and able to take that one out.
And the return takedown as well from Rekaluna. They're not falling for these tick heads in any way, but got to be mentioned here, Code Magic pushed back into their spawn here, and this could be a chance here for Rekaluna.
Yeah, it's really annoying, because like Sun Bentley is sitting on the pop-in right now, but he can't really use it. He doesn't want to destroy the cover in his own spawn. So he has to be very careful when he can press forward. He can maybe get away with it, but if he's getting tagged by Guigle like that, he's not going to be able to do anything.
This is so much pressure, and they just have to hold on. Code Magic just have to hold on for another 10 seconds, but one kill here from Red Kalunga could end it all, and Sabelli's goes down!
Incendiary was able to find it with the help of Parzival, and they go into full retreat, head first, thrown out on the backside. And that's going to be the first game going over to Red Kalunga.
Oh my goodness me. It was a really, really tough spot there for Code Magic. They were pushed back into the spawn at a very early stage in that end game process. And when that happened, it was really only a matter of time before Red Kalunga were just able to get the pinch, and then we see it in the replay there. It was such an unfortunate situation there, but nevertheless, first game goes to Red Kalunga.
Yeah, one more gives them a first set win. It's actually for both of them, it could be their first set win. They got 3-0'd by both of their opponents.
Yeah, exactly, and they're both finding themselves to be in the same position as each other, so a bit of a blank canvas, actually. Maybe this is actually better for both of these teams to kind of have a bit of a blank sheet and just able to pick themselves up and start all over again.
Yeah, be the masters of their own story, the arbiters of their own narrative.
Yeah, I could have said it better myself.
Possible. No, but could you, though? Did you know those words, Ark? I'm just double-checking.
I don't read. Okay, here we go then. Casey and Curse, they're swapping brawlers, actually. Curse going to be playing the Brock lane with Incendiary there, and Casey going for the tick. So that obviously was something which they felt and their team comp wasn't really gelling so well, so they've made some changes there.
It's good to see. They're still applying that pressure in the mid right now. And they're just going to be raining down the rocket. Kaida needs to be very careful. He ended himself in between the trifecta of those tick mines, and that's not a place you want to be, as Guigle will walk forward and grab himself that first star, giving Red Kalunga that early lead.
Yeah, it is still, though, one kill that Code Magic will need to take the lead here. But nevertheless, if the score doesn't change at all, then it's going to be going towards Red Kalunga's hands. But I don't think it's going to end that way. I think we're going to see a couple more kills and a couple more deaths.
I'd be extremely disappointed if it ended that way, Ark, as damage is applied onto Curse. He's going to be around to the side. Sun Bentley finds Kaida, so they will take the lead and the pressure in this game. With 1 minute remaining, now the gear has shifted for Red Kalunga.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but Curse was just so incredibly low on that left-hand side there, and with the win and a whisker of going down. As he's again on the right-hand side at 840 HP. Is he going to survive here? Kadu is putting a lot of pressure on that right-hand side lane, and we saw this in the previous game as well.
Yeah, and it's nice from Guigle there to walk forward, use the pop-in to destroy the cover, and really put Code Magic into their own spawn. Head first, are going to be gone and traded. They'll cancel each other out, as you'd expect. And now Sun Bentley finds that pop shot on the back end of it. Parzival going down. It's now a 4-1 star. Make that 6-1 star advantage. And Kaida is in a lot of trouble here. He's sitting on top of tick mines. He's got the rocket rain at point blank range. KC dodged it all apart from the last rocket. Will get away with 20 HP for now. On the other side. Well. It's 10-6 swing. 3 seconds remaining. Red Kalunga tie out the set.
Oh my goodness me. Again, what a turnaround. I didn't see it coming. We're seeing a very, very much more competent Code Magic, but they're just not able to seal the deal in those moments where it matters the most. And you know, we're going to have to see what happens in the next game mode now, but going to put them a bit on the back foot now.
Yeah, Sun Bentley had a great shot there before he got himself into the safety of cover. And this Kaida walked away with 20 HP. He was on that low amount for a very long time. Too long, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's not easy to stay alive in those situations where you're that low on HP. You've got to really get your thumbs warmed and get your jukes and your dodging on form. And you know, these players are very accustomed to that kind of style. They know when to be under pressure. They've got to pull out all the stops. But you know, Bounce is a very, very difficult game mode because when you're low like that, you know that if you go down, it can make a massive difference to the score, and you know those final deaths matter.
Not a lot of damage being dealt there in the set by Red Kalunga. It's just shy of 74,000, so really one of the lowest we've seen for a very long time.
Don't want to be taking damage in bounties, so you're being much more defensive, using the walls to your advantage to hide behind a lot, and you know, we see a lot more to and throws in next game which we've got here, like double swoosh, for example. We're probably going to see a bit more damage dealt in this one, I reckon.
Yeah, I imagine so as well. You know, your deaths are a little less consequential, shall we say?
I've got 0 deaths myself.
Yes. I too am a man of culture and never died.
Oh, going in Parzival, rocking out the gold mecha bow skin.
He's just flexing on all these kids right now.
Technically, this is a really good thing, though, for Red Kalunga, because Bo can act as like a temporary gem carrier in the event that Kadu does go down. So I actually kind of think this pick is interesting. Be keen to see what star power he's actually running as well with those mines.
Well, Sun Bentley picks up a gem, doesn't want to go for the second one, not biting off more than he can chew as Percival just using the shots to keep them at bay, keep them arm's length, but not committing to anything just yet. Casey
from Sun Bentley.
Hard! Curse goes in as well and takes out Guigul. And that gives early control over the Code Magic, but they can't get the gems until Curse comes round on the side, gets some early damage on Takeda, but won't find any kills as Guigul comes.
Super Curse is the
gravity, and there's the damage! Cursed on the back line! Decimating Red Kalunga and opening this up for Code Magic.
What an amazing suck there from Curse. And another one going here from Google. Curse is getting into his stride, feeling very much at home, playing Tara in those bushes. And I think this could be a really, really good bit of momentum here for Code Magic to ride. And they're almost on countdown. Curse does go down. These mines on the right-hand side, what's going on here? I think they're safe for the moment.
They're fine. Guigul does keep them at bay and stops them, but there's the nice magic hands coming in. Will pull in a member from Red Kalunga and keep Code Magic in this game.
Yeah, somebody got actually like an additional gem. Another double suck there from Curse. He is on fire with the Stutterwalk. The E vibes are strong with Curse right now, and this is going to be a countdown. 10 seconds left to go.
Parzival gets riggedy wrecked with, like you said, 6 seconds remaining. They go on to keep Sun Bentley alive. The gravity stops them from going forward. The magic hand takes the fight they want. And that is going to be Code Magic. Again, giving themselves that first game win.
Yeah, chalking one up on the board now, and I would be surprised if Red Kalunga didn't actually mix up their brawler comp. I think now they're going to be much more aware to Cursed on that side lane, and perhaps we'll see a bit of a mix-up for the next game there regarding their choice.
We should see some adaptations. That's what I'm hoping for. You've got the option. Why not take it if something's not working out for you?
Absolutely. I mean, a Rosa for me would be the ideal.
Oh, you just preach Rosa. I'm tired of this. It's only been one day and it's Rosa this, Rosa that. Like a broken record arc.
I really think the bro's good.
8 seconds until we jump into our next match. And right now, like we said, Code Magic, they are one map ahead. Sorry, the lower third there just really threw me off. They're one map ahead.
Yeah,
the set they are going to be having in the favor of Red
Here we go.
Kalunga.
Guigul's going for the Tara pick, and I think that was the right decision to make. That should even out the playing field and give Curse a bit more of a run for his money. But I think that we'll see a couple of pulls this game for sure.
I'm hoping so. Well, Parzival walks forward, gets some damage, building towards a super of his own. Sun Bentley with the gem lead, 2-1, gets some damage on the back end of that one as the spread perfectly timed around the terrain to spread in and really get behind that cover.
It's a really strong strategy to spread out on this particular map, and all these players are very, very keenly looking to see when their opposing teammate needs that support. And Parzival, his super, this is going to be devastating for Sun Bentley if this connects.
Just needs to find a way to get it. He's looking for Sun Bentley to give himself that edge. Now, Sandstorm will provide some additional cover and safety for them to walk in and grab these gems. KC's going to walk out the other side. He's going for the kill on the one gem carrier. Good support from Kada, but Curse comes in to finish him off. While that's going on, though, Code Magic, they're still collecting the gems from the center.
Yep, still carrying out that the most important part of this game mode, carrying out that objective, and I think that they've got a very much more aggressive style this time round in gem grab, and a pull there is good as well, taking it down 3-2 players on the opposing team. A suck there from Guigul though is good, giving some gems to Red Kalunga.
Yeah, but still a definitive gem lead in favor of Code Magic. Sun Bentley needs to be sought out and taken out by Parzival's magic hand. If he can find that hand true, they can swing this back in their favor quite easily.
Oh, a pull here on Sun Bentley would give them the countdown, and that would be a very, very difficult place for Code Magic to come back from here. 2 gems just giving the tease there for Sun Bentley. He now gets the pull on Parzival.
How are you supposed to pull him into the team if the gap's been closed by somebody else? They're going for the fight indeed. Gets the gem exchange as Kada will walk away with the Sandy on a 6-stack.
Yeah, I think it was Curse that went down there, or Casey, and dropped some gems there, giving a bit more of a level. Oh, I'm stuck from Curse. It's good. 6 gems on the right-hand side, all for the taking, and Code Magic are on countdown yet again.
Yeah, Sun Bentley going to pull in that fight. Guigul not able to get the fight he wants here as Parzival's trying to find a way to stop the countdown. Gravity will suck him into the center. The singularity is too strong and Kada will go down. Code Magic tie out the match.
Wow. What a game! What a game! It's very, very intense to watch both of these two teams play Gem Grab. It's so back and forth.
Yes.
I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
Here we go again.
All the pulls in favor of Sun Bentley. I don't think I saw a substantial or impactful Magic hand come in from Wiggle and his team, from Parswell particularly, who's playing the G in this series.
Yeah, it's very much the case with these teams that sometimes there's a game mode where you just know that it's just maybe not your forte, and the most important thing with these situations here is to look to the next thing as to how to kind of get back into the game, and we'll have to see whether Red Kalunga can sort of find themselves again as they started, and but Code Magic now are making a good name for themselves, getting themselves on the scoreboard. This is what they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you ask what's coming up next? It's Siege. We're moving over to Nuts and Bolts. So some elements from the previous game types coming into this one. And as we predicted, double the damage of what we saw on Bounty. Who would have thought?
I know, right? Deja vu. Yeah, that is to be expected, and obviously you want to remain alive as much as possible, but sometimes these pros know that taking a death could be for a better cause, and to protect your gem carrier, for example, or to just go in aggressively and force back the opposition away from someone who's a more sort of high priority target, shall we say.
Sometimes there is such a thing as a tactical death.
Exactly that.
And that's what these players are implementing a lot here. We're jumping into Nuts and Bolts. Siege is our third map set. Let's see how they progress onto this one, as early control for that first bolt could turn out to be pivotal.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody rocking the max pick. I think that's a really, really good choice. Squeak a bit late to the party here. That might be costly for Red Kalunga here. If well, it looks like
it definitely is.
Going to be getting.
There's no second of guessing about it. Costly. 2 bolts in favor, close to making it a third. Level 3 siege bot will definitely be running down, holding on to that fourth one to definitely make sure their economy's in a good spot for the next siege.
I think Red Kalunga might be having some technical issues potentially here. Not much activity moving around on Gweekul, and Kadu was standing still, but nevertheless, the bot is coming in. It's not going to be stopping anytime soon.
Parswell got picked off there nice and easily. They're in the sandstorm, dealing damage to the Ike. 60% on the siege bot, and it's less than that for the Ike itself. A nice little distraction as aggro was taken by the invulnerability shield. Make good use of that. We're at 30% right there on the Ike. That's absolutely devastating for a first siege push.
Absolutely devastating. 70% damage on one small level bot push. That is a lot of work that now Red Kalunga are going to have to do to get back in this game. Miss pull there from Code Magic, but nonetheless a lot of map area control.
Casey has been given his extraction route as the level 6 siege bot going to be spawned by Code Magic. We'll go down there, but Curse and Sun Bentley are sitting on the ultimate here. They can use the max, I believe, to get that speed boost and get him into position fast, as Curse has to back off. A lot of aggression coming out from Parswell to try and take out these attackers, but Sun Bentley may be enough with the siege bot. And that's first game going over to Code Magic again.
Code Magic are on fire at the moment and have that momentum. It's going very well.
One thing to note here that we need to address. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, Ark. Max was a banned brawler, was he not? Was she not, sorry?
I think you could be right, Trin.
So the fact that Code Magic actually used that banned brawler, and you're going to get a reminder on screen right now, means they actually forfeit that game despite their impressive performance. So actually, Red Kalunga picking up a game win there instead.
That is a bit of a turn up. It's one of those things where you've got to be very vigilant. I didn't notice it myself. I was too involved in the action. I was excited to see Max.
These errors won't happen. You assume that it'll just go on. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to write down on one of our lovely little cards what the bans are, just to remind ourselves, like, no, no, this shouldn't happen in future. But it's a little bit of a learning process. And, we're going to be jumping back into a game shortly, hopefully, and we'll make sure that the update is actually one apiece right now, I believe. Code Magic would have forfeited it with the fact that they used the max. So actually, no, it's not one apiece, it's one. That was our first one. So Red Kalunga, 1-0 on
yeah,
set.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is the thing, the players now are going to have to pay particular attention to this sort of thing now that this is the first time it's happened. We can see now that, you've really got to be quite careful on where your fingers are pressing on that iPad and making sure you're getting those right options. But here we go again, we're going to see Double Gene.
Double Gene, so correct strategy being implemented here. Let's see what happens.
Bake Cell Barley skin, I love that skin.
You love the barley skin?
I love the Bake Cell Barley
pies?
I think we might have to do a bit of a cosplay one day, Trip. I think that'd be...
I can't imagine something more horrifying, actually, Arc. Never mind. Bolt's in favor. Well, actually not in favor. Oh, they are now. Red Kalunga, they're going to get a 2-1 lead. Nice magic hand.
A great pull from Sun Bentley, yeah.
Yeah, going to pull him in. Casey on the Sandy going to pick up the kill. 2-2. No siege bot being spawned, but now they're playing for the next wave.
This is actually a good spot for Code Magic, despite that little incident there with the playing of the brawler that was banned. But now they're in a pretty good spot, getting a lot of kills, and Curse going in here on Parcel was a great 1v1 for Curse. Actually, Parcel survived with 800 HP there.
Oh, the hand from Bentley! Pulls him in again, destroys some terrain. 7 bolts to 4 in favor of Code Magic with 20 seconds remaining. And it looks like Dowell's going to pick up a 9th and possibly a 10th if they can clean up the rest of Red Kalunga.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a pretty strong push here for Code Magic, but nevertheless, if Red Kalunga can defend this, then they're going to be in a really, really good spot for the next round. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this push goes.
All right, level 12 Siege Bot coming in for Code Magic. Let's see if they can get any early or entry frags as they try and move in.
Yeah, here we go. Parcel's super pretty good looking to push back Sun Bentley and Casey on this right-hand side here. He's holding on to it a lot, though. Placing it down now. Curse putting a lot of pressure on Parcival whilst the bot tanks those hits. And look at the damage going in here.
To handle right now. It is manageable. They're trying to juggle the aggro away from it. It's going back in, though. Still bringing it down to 15% HP. Code Magic. They're in a really good spot right now. Red Kalunga have to work especially hard with the...
Curse going in here.
He's going to go for it. Down!
He gets it!
They didn't even have to wait. They weren't leaving it to chance. Code Magic tie out the set.
That was a very, very smart play by Curse. I think Code Magic knew that it was going to be difficult to defend that final push. They didn't want to take any chances, and it was the right call to make, and it was a really, really great clutch ending there from Curse.
Beautiful use of the barrel roll to go in. Steel hoops, I believe. Definitely giving him the...
Yeah, that star power giving him a bit of an advantage there, and we've seen less of his other star powers since those balance changes recently, so, you know, it's definitely, you know, as Curse displays why it's the preferred star power at the moment for the pro scene.
Big time. We're going to go into the deciding map of this set. Red Kalunga versus Code Magic. And like we said, just to clarify, you know, Red Kalunga, it was actually Code Magic, sorry. Really unfortunate that he ended up using a banned brawler in the first game, so they had to forfeit that match, giving Red Kalunga that 1 game win they currently have right now. We're a tied set moving into the third.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the moment, you know, Red Kalunga haven't actually won a game of Siege. It was Code Magic which gave them the points. So, you know, Code Magic are now, you know, they've got to effectively do even more now if they want to come through and finish this round off smoothly.
But you have to rub some salt in the wound.
Wow, I'm quite...
Hey, but this team hasn't technically won any Siege maps. I'm like, all right, settle down.
I'm quite a cold talker, Trick, you know.
That's fine, but look at the early advantage for Code Magic. Bolts in the bag, that's going to be their first Siege bot. On level 4, that's actually the highest round 1 Siege bot we've actually seen so far.
Yeah, that's a great pull by Parcel there and Curse, getting him taken down quickly out of the mix. But this is actually, yeah, like you say, a very high-level bot for the first round.
They actually used the magic hands to pull Daryl away to stop the aggro from being taken on the bot, get it closer to the Ike. But he is going to respawn. Guigul going to tank that up using the invulnerability. Great aggro management there to make sure no damage was taken.
Yeah, no damage taken, but at the same time, a missed pull from Sun Bentley might allow Guigul there just to hang around on that left side and be more of a pain, allowing his teammates in the meanwhile on the right side to push up into that middle area. But the Sun Bentley's second pull is good, and Parcel goes down.
Eagles trying to go in with the barrel roll. Now he's isolated himself. Bolt advantage still in favor of Code Magic, and they will be spawning a level 7 Siege bot to the 1 bolt of Red Kalunga. It's not looking good for them.
It's not looking good at all. This level 7 bot, if it doesn't finish the game here and there, like, it's only going to be 3 bolts in the bank for the next
goes
round.
Down. Trader going to have to try and juggle the aggro before the invuln comes up. Nice bit of damage coming in, dropping it down to 80%. That might be enough for Code Magic to walk away with the win, especially considering they're holding on to bolt control.
Absolutely, and Code Magic now know that. They're going to be looking to be really aggressive. At Curse rolling on the left-hand side, pushing back a double takedown, whilst the Sun Bentley pull is good as well. It's got to be Code Magic now, surely.
Oh, Lordy Arc, it's all ogre for them. 7 bolts, going to make that an 8th, and it's still ticking up. Red Kalunga will not get the last siege, so the only way they can possibly win is that they get some damage. Perfect defense, but what a hook!
What a hook! It was really well spotted, actually, because that's all that Red Kalunga can do right now is go for damage. And what an amazing display of skill there from Code Magic on that shutdown, and it's going to be a
guaranteed win. Code Magic.
So Code Magic take Siege.
Take Siege, take the third set, forcing us out to set number 4, and they are at match point. Moving on to Heist.
Yeah, this is much more competent Code Magic. They've found their pace. They found their stride.
They're vibing. They're vibing.
They're a bit late to the party, but they brought a nice array of of drinks for their friends.
Drinks for the friends.
Non-alcoholic.
Juice boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go again, those replays there, rolling in. Curse the case again to take down that was a great pull there from Sun. Guico just trying to get that roll across the river for that additional damage, the only damage that they could get, and just plucked out thin air.
Yeah, makes it look easy when he just grabbed him. He like plugged into the Matrix, just saw code for a second, was like, got him and pulled him in. We've got 40 seconds remaining roughly until Red Kalunga and Code Magic jump in to their set number 4, which is Heist, Hot Potato, Red Kalunga. This is their lifeline right now. They do not win this set. Their run at this particular monthly final ends, but of course the monthly finals run throughout the year. They're going to have plenty of occasions to climb up through the in-game challenge, climb up through the online qualifiers, and be back here in Katowice, Poland to represent LATAM South in the future months.
Yeah, exactly that. Any of these teams that you see here today may well be back in the following months to come. And here we go, going into Hot Potato next. One of my favorite maps.
Oh, I wonder why. Is it because you want to play Rosa with all the brushes?
Just reminds me of food.
Oh, okay. Is that all it takes? So I bet you're a massive fan of layer cake as well, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. But I'm not really a sweet kind of guy. I like the raw carbs.
I like the straight starchy goodness of a potato.
Here we go then. Parcel still holding on with the Bake Sale Barley skin. Casey moving up very quickly on the left-hand side to get some early damage by Code Magic there.
Why is no one stopping KC right now? He's just able to get free damage. They're trying to get cursed. Guigo's going to find it. That's why, though, because Red Kalunga, they're able to get into the base, and they can definitely outpace the damage that KC can provide. Actually, they didn't. They lost out on that trade.
They did, yeah. They left KC on his own for a very long time, and I think in their minds, maybe it wasn't as long as it actually was. But in the meantime, 30% damage was dealt by Code Magic, and what that tells us about Red Kalunga is they actually just don't really care too much on defense, and that could be dangerous for Code Magic.
Guigo goes in. The barrel roll ends a little bit too short, making Sun Bentley pick up the kill, but Cade is going to be there to compensate for it. Avenge's fallen comrade. KC sitting in the pie. And it's going to be Curse to pick up the kill on the Cade.
Surprised Curse survived there, to be honest. They did a great job. I mean, many others would not. And down goes that booster there. That star power for 8-bit that Curse is running, not running extra life.
That just range on the damage boost is unreal.
It's really disgusting.
That can be super oppressive if positioned correctly. Look at this damage coming in though. Cade is just taking long-range shots. Guigo goes in with the barrel roll to get himself in range.
Look at this damage going in.
He dropped it down to 19%. This was the play that Red Kalunga were looking for.
Yeah, it really was. And now really Code Magic have to return and end it here because there is not much left on their personal defense. Save 19%. And again, this is not really enough of a push for Code Magic to do much about. They're going to have to retreat here.
Yeah, look at the wasteland that was once this beautiful Hot Potato map arc. So much of the terrain has been destroyed, cleared up. The
It's over.
Coming in.
It's over.
And look at the final bit of damage coming in. There we go. Red Kalunga clap back.
Yeah, and if they can just win the next game, we're going to be going to Brawl.
Imagine a world, like I said, it is the bus analogy. You don't get any, and then all of a sudden they all come through at once.
I think it's the luck that you're giving and exerting.
Oh yeah, because I'll disappear for the next game, and then all of a sudden it'll be a 3-0 sweep again.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so I've just consulted the script. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, again, Code Magic now, they need to realize that Red Kalunga, when it comes to Heist, they don't care much about defense, which means they're going to have to probably adapt similar strategies themselves. They're going to choose a brawler which, Barley, to be honest, doesn't do the most amount of damage was left on his own. I think, I know a brawler that might do a little bit of damage.
There we go. I don't want to step on your toeser. Does it sound something like that?
Possibly.
Okay. Unbelievable. Jumping into that game real quick, shouldn't be much longer. Red Kalunga versus Code Magic. Code Magic at series point right now.
And just a reminder of those bans, Mr. P and Max are out of the play. If you see those brawlers being played, we got an issue.
If you see those brawlers being played, be sure to let us know. Smoke signal will work, I imagine, depending on where you're based.
Oh, there's some double Brock here.
Yeah, Sun Bentley getting tagged. So the Brock mirror match coming in between Kader and Sun Bentley. KC going to throw out a couple of the mollies and try and make sure that there's some damage coming in. Just a nice bit of tag, and the Incendiary is going to get that tick damage after, which is a nice bonus. But Curse finds Weagle and opens it up right now for Code Magic to come in on the offensive.
Yeah, both teams here looking like they're going to have to put a lot of pressure on each other. Oh, the rolling from Curse, and that rolling reload star power coming into full effect there. So much damage there actually dealt. Yeah, that save is down now to 59%. Great start for Code Magic.
The Dowels waved at each other as they crossed lanes. They're like, okay, I'm going to your base, don't mess it up too much. And, you know, I know who got the better of that trade. It was definitely Code Magic. They had support from the team. Guigle was very much a maverick in that endeavor.
Quick high five and then back into the action. Curse rolling away now. Geekle rolling in as well, but shut down by Sun Bentley on that lane and down now very low in HPS. Got to heal up here, but Code Magic a bit more on the defense now. They need to go back to that beginning phase of the game and get that pushback.
Guigle goes in. Curse turns it around nice and quickly. The chip damage has been coming on to Code Magic safe while this is going on. 63% 59, so they've really closed the gap. Sun Bentley finds Kader. There's the barrel to try and stop that clear line. It's like the Curse goes in himself, gets that oppressive damage in onto the safe and drops him down to 32%.
At the same time, Geekle's getting damage as well, taking the Code Magic safe to 44%. It's really getting close now.
Yeah, so close. Red Kalunga just need to find that extra 44% damage and they can tie out the set. Code Magic want to keep it alive. Beautiful rocket rain onto KC, gets him off the map. Guigle walking forward, wants to get in range, doesn't have his super just yet, but needs to do a Curse. He's going to go in instead.
Over down.
Is there, and Red Kalunga will tie out the match by taking set number 4.
Wow. You know what that means, Shrewd?
Set number 5.
It's set number 5.
Going to Brawl Ball.
Going to Brawl Ball.
Penalty kick is our map of choice for the group stage. Let's have a quick look at some replays right now.
Yeah, there you see that Incendiary Brock star power. It actually did a great deal of additional damage for both these teams, but at the end of the day, it did more damage for Red Kalunga.
Yeah, and you can see the excitement there. Red Kalunga happy with that performance, knowing that they're not being sent home yet. And you've got to reiterate the stakes for these two teams. Code Magic, Red Kalunga, they've already both lost to Clash. Their path to the semi-finals tomorrow is a victory in this match alone, in this set alone.
I mean, how much more intensity do you want to throw into the mix on these players? I mean, you can't really do too much more than to make it even more nerve-wracking for them.
We can make it more nerve-wracking by just saying this is the final. I'm just saying they're at the grand final right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
no pressure.
I agree with the Hyperbole. The stakes are pretty high.
I mean, at the moment, you know, they're really closely matched as well. Yeah. Like, you know, and, you know, as we saw with the previous games of Brawl Ball today, that, you know, the brawler picks, I think, here are going to be what it comes down to.
So penalty kick, as you can see how that is set up. Nice, safe enclosure for the goal to be protected behind. So you're going to want some cover destruction, I believe, here, just to open this up if it goes into the lake, because you don't want to be reliant on overtime in this.
No, not really. Overtime can be a little bit unpredictable, and just kind of what you really want is control here. And I think having a brawler, as you say, rightly so, to break some of those bushes and walls could be advantageous. It can give you, especially towards the goal area as well, getting gives them destruction on those boxes is a very, very important place to aim those supers for sure.
And we're jumping into the game right now and see some early damage already been traded, but look, good control going over the Code Magic. They're keeping Guigle at the area, and there we go. It's going to go down, unfortunately. Sun Bentley going to pass it off to KC, off to the side, walks it round, and looks like it's an open goal for KC. Code Magic taking the first goal, and as you can see, things went a little bit wrong there for Guigle, doing a few circles, getting very dizzy. So, as you can tell, maybe not what was intended.
Yeah, I think something was definitely a bit of a miss there, but we're going to go back into the game very shortly, so I believe. Whilst we just try to resolve these things in the background, but yeah, I'm just excited to see Brawl Ball Trid. I mean, like, that's what I came here for, and all day we've not made it.
Was that it? I feel like an easy man to please right now. If you just want to watch a game of Brawl Ball.
I just like it to go to the final set. That's the bottom line.
There we
when
go.
When it goes to the final set, it's whatever the game mode is, that's the one I want to see.
Okay, I was going to say, because if you want to see Brawl Ball action, you could just sit over my shoulder like while I play some later, and you could be very dismayed at the dreadful quality of play.
Yeah, I don't think it would go well. I think I'd probably be just tingling and cringing at the same time.
Anger would be a good emotion as well, that this level of play exists. I guess Red Kalunga just getting a little bit of extra support here, just to get him in. Yeah, stay hydrated, friends. That's a good reminder for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay hydrated. And Code Magic, they should be fine. We're just taking a breather right now while they try and get the technical issues sorted, and we'll get back into the game. So we had a sneak peek of what brawlers we're expecting to see on this one. So we definitely know we're going to have the Sandy there to help with the mobility. We know we can't have Max because we've done that and we've seen how that
We've already seen how that went today when that was picked.
I'm trying to remember what else we saw.
Yeah, no, Mr. P. Mr. P's never banned yet again, and I think that for me, I mean, there's a lot of tanky brawlers. I'm not going to mention that one, but I'm just saying, a Primo for me would actually be better here because having that additional super to be able to break that wall, and those bushes and barrels are very nicely placed for gradual map progression as you go up towards those goals. So I think actually a Primo here would be a good shout, but we didn't see that from the little glimpse that we saw. Be interesting to see whether the teams behind us now will actually keep those comps, or maybe they'll change them to try to kind of mind game the whole thing.
Maybe. I'd have to consult the rulebook because I am uncertain about whether it's a technical reset. Are you locked into your brawler picks? That may happen. It may be a thing. I don't know.
It's all a mystery.
That's not for me to decide. That's for admins and referees to do so. We'll find out though. I think we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll change. I think they'll be stuck into the brawlers they picked. Personally.
I think the teams are looking like they're a little bit more ready now as well, so should be going in fairly soon. Look, all nods, a
lot of gesturing, as you would expect.
Yep.
Red Kalunga, we're not seeing what they're doing right now, so they might be fine. Let me have a look. Yeah, they seem like they're ready to go. Just
happy.
They're right behind us, so I can just turn around. You don't get to see that on camera.
I mean, it's not what you want, though, is it? At the end of the day, I mean, we're going down to the final set. The final game mode is what you really want to have happen. Is delays and kind of like, a few issues to kind of. It's not what you want, is it? Like, it's not going to do wonders for either of these teams. It's going to make them a bit more on edge and potentially make a couple more mistakes.
So Red Kalunga, I think I'm going to guess with the compositions. I think probably going to end up seeing the Sandys. We both saw that from both teams.
Yeah, Sandy's very strong.
Sandy's going to be very strong. You want to see the El Primo.
I do.
I don't think we're going to get the El Primo, personally. Maybe you might get your Wish. We might end up getting the Rosa as well. That could be quite useful.
That would be nice.
What are we missing here, though? What are we missing from these comps? Do you think we'll round them out?
Something like a Rico could be really interesting, but it's not often seen in the competitive scene. It's a bit of a high-risk brawler to use.
Oh, on Brawl Ball, we've seen him a lot earlier today.
We did see Robo making a massive impact on the game, absolutely, yeah. It's one of my personal favourite style powers as well, so yeah, I would love to see it. I just don't know if we'll see it here.
I don't think what else we could actually throw in here. Potentially any Pennies, any Jessies. We got any builders?
Penny's a really good brawler here, actually. That turret, yeah, Penny can cause a lot of havoc. Balls of fire with the bombardments of cannonballs that come down to the map and leave that fire damage. It can make a massive impact. So yeah, Penny would be a great choice. We'll see that.
Any more supportive ones? Let's just go through our options here. So potentially, is it worthwhile looking at potentially a Pam? I don't think necessarily on Brawl Ball, but
do you know what? Pam's not actually a bad brawler here. The reason being is because by placing, it depends on star power you're running with Pam. If you're running Mama's Squeeze, then having your turret placed behind some cover, it actually deals damage to the opponents if they go within that radius.
Yeah.
So you can kind of keep that turret protected whilst giving out damage to anyone that goes within the radius. So it would be an interesting one. Pam is making a bit of a comeback into the meta, as we've seen quite a lot of high usage rates today for Pam. Actually so, yeah. So, but here, I think it's going to be about having a destructive brawler, making the map how you want it to be. I think is going to be the key here.
The headsets are all on for the players. That's usually a good sign that we're about to start, and it's a good omen of things to come. So, Gene, that looks like a Barley and a Sandy on the side of Red Kalunga. And the Carl's making an appearance with an adorable little frog hat.
I love the lion skins. Yeah, Kaz rocking the skin there and get a good takedown. This could be a good chance for Code Magic here. Good pull as well.
Great pull, in fact.
Both teams going for the Gene to make those walls break. It's a really, really high pro strategy with that. We're going to see going off here, and now Kadu has super as well.
Yeah, so he's looking for a grab from somewhere. Won't use it on Casey just yet. The ball is figuratively and physically in the court of Parzival. Curse going for a spin there. Will pick up the kill, and now he's playing in the goal line of Code Magic, and they're going to use that information to press forward.
Wow, Curse was doing some havoc and then came back, but now Parzival's been left on his own. I think he's going to be able to walk in. Casey not able to do anything, and Parzival puts his goal on the mark for Red Kalunga.
Nice zone control with the last call from Parzival. Will keep it away from the ball. No one does anything with that as Curse moves forward, pops the super, decimates Parzival at close range, and now it is Red Kalunga.
Great pull from Sam Bentley!
Beautiful shot there will tie out this particular game. Next score will win.
Wow, that was such an amazing pull. A return pull there from Kadu as well. That Sandy super just now causing a bit of an issue for Code Magic, forcing them to retreat. But Casey's coming back in now. Hopefully they can get some momentum here and go on the counter push.
Throw in the super just to disguise them as they try and navigate around to find that ball. Sam Bentley with the pull finds Kada, and this is going to be Cursed on the back line. He's got one, he's got two, and it's an open goal for Code Magic as they will take game number 1.
What amazing plays from both Cursed, Sunbelly, and KC. They're working in perfect harmony and synergy to come out with that victory there. And now that's what they really, really needed now, because they are effectively one win away from remaining in the competition.
Look at this pull right down the middle. Kada pulled out of the way, and it's a fantastic and open shot for KC to make. And this one by Code Magic, they did all the hard work in the midfield, so they can just walk it in when it comes to the enemy goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if these players for Code Magic here retain those same brawlers. I think Curse was doing a fantastic job playing as Carl, putting so much pressure on Parzival and Kadu, and I think that now it's about what Red Kalunga do. Do they change their brawler comp on the idea that Code Magic will retain the brawlers that they just played, or will they take a gamble? Who knows?
Got to do something. They are at risk of getting absolutely kicked out of this monthly final. They lose this next game. Red Kalunga are gone.
Going home, but having made hopefully some new friends and had one great time.
Don't give me that. The true Brawl Stars Championship was the friends we made along the way. ARC 2020. No, I don't think it is, actually. I think it's the competition. I think it's the competitive spirit. And I think it's the drive these gentlemen have to win.
You know, with that sort of winning talk, you could be a good player in Brawl Stars. How many trophies did you got through?
Like 4,000. Like 4,000 maybe. I'll be a coach. I'll sit there. I'll be a head coach, and I'll have an assistant who has all the game knowledge. And my job as the head coach would just be to convey that information in a passionate and empowering way. The assistant coach will be the brains, and I will be the voice.
Awesome.
Do you want that opening? You could be my assistant coach.
If there's an application, I'll fill one out. Yeah, happily.
All right, I'll put it up on LinkedIn, and then you can just apply through there, and then we'll find a team, and then we'll compete at the next monthly finals. And I'll
Can you imagine if we end up being behind
back
us?
onto the stage to try yeah, lads, you need to do this, make these adaptations. All good. Right, I've got to jump back to the casting desk. I'll see you in a minute. I don't think that's allowed somehow.
Yeah, actually, it was funny because before we started the reveal for the casting team and all those things, a lot of people were asking me to play with them in the in-game challenge, and I was kind of a bit of an awkward spot, having not being able to fully explain why I was saying no.
No, I don't think I will come and play in this in-game challenge with you.
Okay, players are all set then, going in, and we are going to see a Brawler comp switch up. Weekall here going for the Penny option. And when we said before, that was a really, really interesting Brawler choice.
Yeah, it could be here as Weekall with a very festive skin. And Carl's going to find that first kill. Cursed on the back end of that pickaxe. Now he just pops his super as he drives forward. Sam Bentley with the pass. Perfect timing on the exploration to make sure he immediately catches that pass as Weekall is under pressure now. Cursed moves into the goal area, and that's going to be an aggressive magic hand to clear it, but not successful on this attempt at the combo.
No, but a fantastic start for Code Magic. They are really putting the pressure here on Red Kalunga, who are fighting to...
Cursed has gone in. He's going to clear up the goal. They just need the ball and Parzival gets the frag on the back line. He's going to kick it upfield to clear it out and save his team.
It was a smart choice to not push all the way towards the goal. I feel like the respawn there from Code Magic was there and not allowing Parzival, but that turret as well, that penny turret especially, yeah, doing so much damage.
Lobber, that in the back left corner.
Yeah, it's another advantage for Red Kalunga to have a bit more of a defense here, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on Code Magic.
Frags here, Parzival can just get the kill, dodge out the Carl, move forward, but you can see where the priorities are for Code Magic. Get on the goal line, don't worry about the kill for now. You are one man against the world.
Yeah, moving that turret up as well, almost stopped and prevented Curse from healing, but the jukes were there and he got back to full health, but that is something to bear in mind here, that penny turret is definitely causing some issues here for Code Magic. A great ball from Sunbentley.
Yeah, Cade is brought in, that gives him a man advantage with the balls in the back right corner. Parzival will get a frag on the way out. KC playing around the cover, but cautious about this sandstorm as Greekall moving forward for a close range kill. Won't find it, and now the respawns have come in, and Curse is on the offensive. Greekall gonna go down here. That ball's in the back right corner. They have a lot of territory to gain with that ball before they risk at scoring a goal.
This could be a great chance here for Red Kalunga if Kadu can get some damage on somebody. Does so. It's just Curse on his own. Can he do it? No. Parzival gets the goal.
Equalizer from Parzival. He had the HP and the support to just walk that one in past the goalkeeper. 25 seconds remaining, and it's Red Kalunga who have the lead. Code Magic need to equalize fast and force out the overtime.
Yep, Kadu there with a great cancellation as well on Curse Super here. The ball has been pocketed, I think. Kadu's got Super Parzival with a good takedown as well. Without the ball, nothing's going to change. And Red Kalunga got...
I love this play by Red Kalunga.
Yeah, it's a great
play. The advantage. You know that you don't have a lot of time to make errors, so kick the ball in the back right corner, move the line of attack into the enemy territory, and just keep them away from the ball. You don't have to bring it with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing the ball there is only good potentially. You're going to concede a goal, right? So just get out of the way, remove the problem. And with that one goal in the bag, Red Kalunga are back in this. We're going down to the final game between these two teams.
So in the distance arc, and I love to see it. You love to see it indeed. Final game to decide the set, the match, and the monthly final campaign for both of these teams. The loser, 2 goals, separate you from going to the semi-finals tomorrow or going home.
Yeah, who of these two teams is going to join Clash? And the stakes could not be higher right now. Both of these two teams have gone the mile, the distance, and now it comes down to the next 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Well, we'll find out there. Parzival got the early ball control, passed it to the left. They kill KC. They have an open goal, but he didn't do it in time. Curse intercepted the ball fantastically. They're trying to trade off. Pass it away, so he's free to deal damage, but ball is kept in the middle. Good clearance by Sunbentley.
Yeah, that was actually a really great play by KC as well. That's like a mini-second touch of the ball and forcing it back onto the other side of that line. I think actually made a big difference between sort of taking the wind out of the sails and a great push there from Sunbentley. Great pull.
Hands comes in. Curse is being chipped at. Parzival has control of the ball, so that stops the offensive. KC finds Greekall. So Parzival can't really travel far right now without the support, so he'll kick away the ball. But old Lobber in the corner getting amazing value. KC, 20 HP.
Yeah, and this is the thing that we saw in the previous game. Again, that penny turret is giving Code Magic so many problems. It's the thing which I think is holding them back. Sunbentley, I know still alive here, could pull the turret there from that corner, but it's choosing not to right now. We saw it in the previous game, but not in this game.
He could pull the turret, but then it would also create a path for him to get hold of the ball as well without having to move into this dangerous sandstorm territory that in the middle, obviously the sandstorm represents his sandstorm.
Now with a great ball from Sun, Curse rolling in, and Casey still alive. This is the chance for Code Magic to score, and score they do.
Gets that first goal. 1 minute 10 remaining for the equalizer to come in. It's all coming down to this. A next goal could decide exactly what happens. Curse rolls forward. He tries to go through and he weaves it. Code Magic with an amazing play at the end. Secured themselves a spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. And we have to say goodbye to Red Kalunga.
What an amazing play there. I need to see that replay. That was a fantastic goal. Curse was playing fantastically throughout all of those games of Brawl, but that final goal was something truly, truly special. The handshakes there, Code Magic
coming in.
We will see again, and commiserations to Red Kalunga.
Let's have a look at some replays. Great Magic hands this game as well. Just pulling through, breaking down the barriers, mispositioning people, setting up goals. It's been absolutely fantastic. Here's that 3-man stack, just walking it in for the first goal. We're going to throw it over to our host, Falcone, who's going to wrap up the series so far.
After another incredibly exciting series, quite different from the sweeps that we saw earlier, we do have our winner in Code Magic. They will be continuing the fight tomorrow, but for Red Kalunga, unfortunately, we do say goodbye. But this is only the first monthly finals. We could probably see them again next month, the month after, and the month after that, etc., etc. Let's take a look and see how the groups are standing right now. There you go, clearly Clash still leading the charge in Group A. But there you go, Red Kalunga have been eliminated. Code Magic we will also be seeing tomorrow. However, before we get into tomorrow, we still have one last match coming up today. It is going to be from Group B, Omen Elite up against PSG Esports. We've seen both of these teams already today. Let's take a look again. Omen Elite are represented by Corey, Zulan, and Supersai, and Tyrant Star. Tyrant Star says that their strategy for this event is to be OP. Corey is a former professional Call of Duty player. On the other side of things though, PSG, one more time, is Coupe d'Ace, Rely, and Jordan. These guys all agree that one of the best things about their team is that they have fantastic chemistry. Coupe d'Ace is a former Dota player. So we have two players, two captains with a lot of esports experience. They are going to be battling it out to find out who can get through to the finals. Casters, let's take it away.
Thank you very much, Falcone, and we are back with another chance to figure out which team is going to be moving on. Omen Elite versus PSG Esports. PSG Esports picking up the win earlier today against SK Gaming means that it's all up to Omen Elite now to win the tiebreaker against SK by getting a victory here.
Yeah, Omen Elite had a bit of a rough game earlier today, and what an exciting game that we saw between PSG and SK earlier. I was doing a few things on the side of the stage there, but I could see that it was really, really quite close. So let's see how this goes. Here we go with PSG. Jordan, Coupe d'Ace, someone who is not by any means shy of competitive competition on stage, was a finalist last year at the World Finals, wasn't he? So in the quarterfinals, playing for SSG back in those days.
And now on stage for PSG Esports. This team has been together for about 3 months now, and interestingly, PSG Esports is actually now a pro team. All three of these players are working together on the professional level to get that Worlds qualification. Both teams also going to be banning Mr. P, as you're about to note, I think.
Yeah, both brawlers being Mr. P means that we're just going to see that one brawler ban. There's not going to be any additional rulings around that. If both teams ban the same brawler, just one brawler ban.
Just one. Mr. P down for the count. That means that we do have access to a lot of brawlers that had been previously banned, such as Gene, Max. Might get a chance to see them in action once again. And the fact that the same brawler got banned means that you're opening up quite a few different comps that wouldn't otherwise be accessible. At pro level play up here, you know, there's 33 brawlers in the game, but you tend to see about, a dozen of them getting picked more than the others. Would you agree with that, Ark?
Yeah, and unfortunately for Mr. P, he is one of the most annoying brawlers, taking the mantle, I think, away from Tick at the moment in the game. He is, without doubt, one of the biggest nuisances, and with his super, it can really stop you healing, and that's one of the big reasons he is being banned so frequently today.
Yeah, I find it curious that we never saw a Tick ban. In fact, he gets played in, I think, pretty much every single bounty game that we've seen today. So if you were able to get a good bounty comp that didn't include Tick, that could give you a real nice heads up in the very first set of each match. But nevertheless, we're going to see this game start off with not quite a full mirror match. It's a Gene and Brock. It's going to be the swap. But yeah, nice kill, Ark.
Yeah, that Jordan was very low on that left-hand side and got taken down very early on. Giving Omen Elite a lead here, which is going to be putting them in a good spot, I think.
Corey is just shutting Jordan out of this game. He's pushed him so far back that he's not even going to be playing that same lane anymore. They're going to swap out with their own tick now to try to regain control of the left side of the map. At the same time, Zulan applying so much pressure, and Corey for the killing blow, taking down the enemy Piper and pulling ahead 4-1 in this score.
Yeah, Omen Elite are doing so well in the early stage. The ticket does actually connect with Zulan, taking down to 500 HP, but it's going to get a chance to heal Corey, however, is on 60, and does go down.
Yikes.
5 stars into the PSG pocket there.
And with that 1 kill, PSG is now tied up against Omen, which has 2 kills, thanks for the fact that they were able to snipe down Corey, who had so many stars above his head, and grabbing that first star at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that was such a big turnaround for PSG there, and good connecting snipe from Zulan.
Actually 3 kills for Omen so far, and just 1 for PSG.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? That's what it's like in Bounty. The person who's doing all the work for the team and getting those kills, and if they have just a bit of a moment where they're pinched and they go down, it's back to reset.
Ooh, nice kill from Miguelone right there, raining down rocket fire on Jordan. That's going to pull Omen ahead. It's now up to PSG to grab that last kill in the final 10 seconds to get the equalizer or try to pull ahead.
And this is what we saw from Omen Elite in the past, and they went back too early into this one. Corey's looking to coup to ace, gets the snipe on Corey. Whoa! And a return from PSG in the final second.
Beautiful grab by Jordan, able to claim victory in what seemed like it was going to be a tie, but grabbing that Piper, a low hit point brawler, dragging her all the way to the back line and finishing her off in a matter of seconds. PSG will grab the first victory over Omen Esports.
Yeah, it's not the first time today that we've seen the same thing happening. It's a bit of a deja vu moment again today with teams where they're unable to retain and hold on to those stars as the countdown from around that 15-second mark starts. It's a very difficult position, especially in Layer Cake more than any other map if you retreat too soon, and this is what we saw again.
Certainly a much tighter match this time from Omen Elite, though, coming very close to picking up their win. You know, they had a pretty tight match up against Clash when they, excuse me, that wasn't Clash, was it? It was against SK Gaming. But nevertheless, they picked up one of their wins through Bounty. Can they pull it back again and get this reverse sweep off?
Yeah, like you said, Omen Elite were playing far more competently than we saw previously on Layer Cake, so I think that they are actually getting a little bit more momentum, a little bit more positivity, and they look very comfortable. And Zulan, look at Zulan here with 4 stars so early on. Like 5 stars now in the pocket of Omen Elite. What a great start for them.
Yeah, they've started off well in both games so far, but PSG have been able to come back last time. Will they be able to get it off again? PSG Esports had a very tight match. They picked up the 3-2 against SK Gaming, and I believe that Bounty was actually one of the sets that they lost. So if Omen Elite are going to have a shot here, they definitely want to get the upper hand in this first set.
What a great diversion there from Corey with that tick head. He saw that it was locked onto Zulan, who had 4 stars on the bounty of his head. He threw out his head, distracted it, and that was a really star play that is worth pointing out for sure.
Hey, Ark, sometimes you lose your head and that's the end of the game, but if you're tick, it could actually be a pretty big benefit if you manage to knock another brawler down. And that's another kill for Miguelone now. That cannon fire dealing massive damage. Great balls of fire providing that zone denial on the top side of the map and keeping PSG at bay.
Yeah, Magellan's cannon there actually causing so much problems for the PSG team, and they're going to have to either get that taken down or they're going to have to go back even further into their spawn, and it's going to be getting tight. Coup to ace goes down there from Magellan as well.
A brutal kill. I don't know how Miguelone got that far in. Oh, excuse me, that was coup to ace. It's that far in, but nevertheless, that's just going to be a walk-away victory from Omen unless something massive happens in the next 8 seconds. They would need to get a couple of kills and just wipe this team off the map. They're going to certainly try for it, though. Lots of tick bombs falling in, but a super from Piper jumps out the map, and that'll be enough to hold on to their lead. Omen are going to equalize this set.
Yeah, a fantastic display from Omen there. Looking far more confident. A bit of a smile from Corey, that's good to see. And yeah, they really took themselves into that game. And I think they're a bit more cautious around their deaths and sort of try to... That was a great play for me there, that distracting of that tick head by Corey. I think that, I think they could go all the way on this particular game mode personally. This is a much better looking Omen Elite for me.
Yeah, they were winning in the first game. They started off winning the second game and took it all the way through. I feel like Omen Elite have definitely got a shot to make this reverse sweep happen.
Yeah, and that Penny turret, I think the Penny pick here is working out really, really, really well for them. I don't think they're going to be changing that particular brawler, but it'll be interesting to see whether PSG do change something with regards to that. Maybe a thrower, maybe just changing the lane and putting Tick more in charge of getting that taken down.
Remember, since Omen Elite had an 0-3 record against SK Gaming, that means that they're going to have a really uphill battle in the tiebreaker unless they can just completely dominate PSG in this final match today.
Yeah, every single game counts here, and if you go to a tiebreaker, those things will come into effect. And here we see the star powers as well.
Nice kill from Zulan. A long-range snipe takes out Coup de Ace, and PSG are going to be behind 1 to 2 stars in the starting match here.
Zulan is hitting his snipes very, very well. Everything is connecting well, and he's being very cautious as well to not give away his position too much in those bushes. If anything, he might even go for a bit of a wall break here. Let's see what happens here if he starts to advance. Or Coup de Ace getting a lot of pressure and pinching really nicely there with Corey on the left-hand side.
Tempted to pick, snappy sniping whenever you're landing that many hits, but it looks like the bush coverage is just too valuable for these players to give up. They're just hanging out right there in the center, trying to get pop shots here and there where they can. Nice help from Coup de Ace trying to take down that tick head, and it looks like they will survive in the top end, but PSG pushed back into their spawn now. Omen have a decisive lead, despite there not having been any kills in the past minute almost.
Yeah, Jordan had an opportunity to pursue, but did actually miss. Magellan chose the right distancing, and he's going to have to now cycle to get that back to give PSG a bit of an opportunity to make a pull here. In the meanwhile, down goes Zulan, and that is going to change the score dramatically in the final 30 seconds.
A crucial pickup for PSG Esports as Zulan have been holding on to 4 stars. The big bounty has been claimed, and now it's up to Omen Elite to pull it back and reclaim that ground. 15 seconds left. Some snappy shots from Zulan are going to equalize this, and we're back to a 4-4 score.
The tick head goes out. Is there a quick shutdown from PSG? I think we're going to go to a draw if Corey can keep his distance and stay alive.
Looks like he will, and that is the result, indeed. A 4-4 draw in this tiebreaker game of set number 1. Wow, Ark, the first 3 matches that we saw today were pretty much stomps, but match number 4, match number 5, and now number 6 all seem to be really tight.
Yeah, massively so. I think that's like the 3rd draw we've had today in Bounty as well, which is kind of like 50% of the time. But like this is it just goes to show how closely matched these two teams are. And yeah, this next game is going to be the one to decide this particular round. So.
Omen Elite looking pretty confident, happy that they were able to pull off the draw in that last game, pulling it back. They've got another chance now to prove themselves up against PSG Esports, the team that beat the team they were just up against, SK Gaming. PSG Esports trying to stay undefeated, but running into trouble against a Dread Omen on the other side of the arena.
And here we go then, going into this final game of Bounty here. One of these two teams is going to take this set. A good snipe from Zilan, forcing back then PSG, and potentially might get a chance to take the star here. Coup de Ace now healed, and a return fire on Zulan. I love to see a good piper off.
There we go. Coup de Ace grabs the star, and PSG will start off with the lead. Zulan in the center bushes here, holding his ground, but not getting many shots landing here. It looks like Corey is going to be the main pusher for Omen Elite right now, sending those bombs in and ducking back behind. It's going to be the enemy Tick now doing his best to regain his position.
Yeah, and I think PSG here are sort of trying to bait almost Omen Elite to push up into their defense with that gene pool. Jordan down to a very low 794 HP, but this is a great opportunity for Omen Elite if they can just hold their ground and continue this spawn trap here.
Zulan landing multiple shots, but not able to establish himself in the bush to the north of him. And once again, we're back at kind of a stalemate here. PSG and Omen both taking pop shots at each other, but neither team willing to commit for that crucial push that they need. Omen especially to pull ahead.
Yeah, do you know what happened here? Is like now that PSG have pushed back into their spawn a bit more, Coup de Ace is using that one tile bush to great effect, and it's really causing an issue with Zulan, whereas before, in the middle of the map, Zulan was getting shots, and now that one bush is causing him problems.
Zulan with the surgical destruction there of those obstacles, but we're running out of time. There hasn't been a single kill so far this game. Advantage for PSG as they held the map early on, but can they get that kill that they're looking for? 5 seconds left, and it's not looking likely. Nice defense here from PSG. A grab from Jordan, and that's going to be the clinching for the victory. 3-0 for PSG, and they'll take the first set.
Jordan was so unbelievably patient in that bush with that super. I don't think that I would have been quite as much myself. They would have just gone straight for the pool. But nevertheless, it did give them those additional stars just to ensure that that was a victory in the hands of PSG. And yeah, a great end to what was a pretty uneventful game nonetheless.
You gotta hand it to Zulan. I don't know if you saw that at the end there. The Piper firing 3 shots the second that gene pull went off, doing her best to try to finish off the enemy brawler before she lost her own. In fact, if that third shot had landed, because 2 of them did land on the gene, if the third had landed, it would have equalized the game. So, hats off to you. It almost worked.
The synergy that I wish I could find for myself in Brawl Stars. But it just goes to show these teams have played so well, so long together that they know how each other think. They're looking out for those opportunities, and they will absolutely come together to support when that support.
I think you're being a bit modest, Dark. I've seen some pretty clutch plays from you in the past. In fact, you actually showed me a gene pull where you had your entire team on point, right?
I may actually, do you know what the players may be here today? The Polish players I play with, Fame and Hardcore, very famous players from Poland. Yeah, they are fantastic, and yeah, may have shown you a replay.
Well, I think between any caster match, whichever team has Arc is going to have a massive advantage, and wouldn't want to go up against you. But next up, we've got set number 2. It's going to be double swoosh. That's your gem grab map. And PSG Esports will look to push their lead against Omen, struggling to qualify for the semifinals and desperately needing a win here and now.
Yeah, Mr. P being out of the mix here is definitely going to sort of take the game to a different place really here, because those porters can sort of seek out regardless of whether you're hidden in the bushes. So we don't have that to their advantage here. Corey and Jordan here going off on the left-hand side. Jordan does win the 1v1, however, and leaves just his two teammates on his own to defend.
Zulan well aware that Jordan's been sneaking around in that bush, fires a few shots to try to find him, but doesn't get a connection. Instead, Jordan's going to grab one of those gems and set up a super of his own. Can we get the knockout punch here, the 1-2 alley-oop? No, it looks like Omen is going to be pushed back. They're not going to be hanging out in those bushes as long as that super is set up.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of these Taras might be running Black Portal, which might cause a bit of an issue instead of the Healing Shade, which is quite an unusual thing to see in the pro scene. But a great pull there from Coup Days on that right side, taking down all those bushes as well.
Yeah, I didn't manage to notice the star powers either, so we'll have to wait and see what they play. You might have got the...
I've got it wrong. Let's wait and see.
I didn't notice it. Yeah. Well, we shall soon see. Tara supers are the #1 opportunities to really swing momentum in a game like Gym Grab.
Another fantastic, but what a return ball! That's much more important with 7 gems on the line there.
And that is going to be 10 gems up for grabs. Zulan getting the bulk of them now, and they are all claimed. Corey going to get the rest of them. That's 10 for Omen and a chance to get the first game under their belt.
Yep, Coup to Ace, though, has not been missing pulls yet, so maybe he can take down even Corey. And a return from Zulan is still really good, but he does go down. Ooh, it's going to reset the clock. Yeah, it's going to reset the clock. But still, all the gems are in Omen Elite's possession, and they do still have control for now.
Jordan hugging the edge of this super, but not able to get a kill. Corey still looking very healthy, and only 5 seconds left to try to get the timer out. Rely has got the last chance. No shots on the gem carrier, and Corey will take Omen Elite to victory.
Yeah, it was great. A great display from Omen Elite there as well. The pulls there were, for me, what turned the game around. Zulan did a fantastic job of just remaining calm, waiting for that moment, because you only get that one moment when you got that gene pull. There was the pull by Kubdes and Corey, really well timed, but that was the most important pull to make, and make it Zulan did.
The clutch pull right when they needed it most. Omen Elite behind for most of the game, but as we've said before, if you can grab those gems, the win is yours. PSG Esports, I bet they had more kills than their opponents in the last game, but it all comes down to the last moments. Who is ahead when 10 gems are out there?
Yeah,
That's the win.
Yeah, and it can change hands so many times as well, as we've seen today already. You know, you've really got to keep that consistency in place if you want to win this round. And here we go again. Corey opting to go for Carl this time. Interesting.
Yeah, an interesting pick. Carl is one of the better-known brawlers in the pro scene. He doesn't get quite played so much in lower trophy ranges, but Corey is known to play him very, very well. Corey says that Carl is actually his favorite brawler, so expect great things from Omen Elite.
When Corey says this is his favorite brawler, you know we're on to a winner here. Putting a lot of pressure on Jordan here. I don't know, personally whether the lane is correct. I mean, actually, it's a good position for Corey actually to be in. A good pull there as well. Does get the takedown on Rayleigh as well. We're all tied up though on gems. Not really too much happening in the middle. Two sitting there actually for Zulan ready to take on.
These teams preferring Spirit Slap over those Magic Puffs to give them a little bit more damage to try to finish off enemy gem carriers. Zulan right now in the advantageous spot with 4 gems and trying to hold on to the center. Did you notice which shade that was?
That was a healing shade, yeah. I think the Star Power's images might not be correct there, but Zulan with a great pull does get a little bit of distance there for allowing Omen Elite to push back into the map and stay like, hidden in that sandy super there.
Ooh, grabs Carl, and Corey is down for the count. Going to be able to get that 5th gem, but Coup d'Ace has got more overall, and with 3 brawlers in the center of the map, they have control right now. Zulan would be making a very risky play if he went for that gem. He's going to hang back in the bush instead. Smart move there. Oh, actually, he's got Magic Puffs, doesn't he?
Yeah, Zulan's running Magic Puffs, and now a few more hits on Coup d'Ace might be. I get the feeling that both Coup d'Ace and Zulan are close to super, and here Coup d'Ace does have super. Forced back, though, interesting enough by Corey there. I think it was a really smart move, because now he's distracted Coup d'Ace away from the center, but Riley with a super stuck.
Rely gets the kill on the enemy gem carrier, and that's going to be 12 gems for the PSG esports team. They pull back and will try to hang on for the next 10 seconds.
They didn't see the Tara super coming, and now is Omen Elite desperately trying to get these gems back into their possession. This pull is good, but not enough to reset. PSG will take it.
Nice defense by Rely. That's a victory for Coup d'Ace, the gem carrier for PSG, and an equalizer for this second set.
These two teams, like the last game we saw, are very evenly matched every game at the moment, going to the third game.
Evenly matched, but PSG esports pulling ahead when it matters. And boy, does it matter in this game number 3, a chance to pull with a 2-0 advantage in the first 2 sets. That's where PSG esports wants to be sitting. We already know that they're really great at Heist and Brawl Ball, having picked up wins over SK Gaming in their first match. At this point, I gotta say, PSG esports is gotta be the favorite.
Yeah, you see, this is the thing. I'm very bad at committing to saying what I think. I like to stay neutral to these things, and I just want to see it go to the final game mode. And Corey's going to remain, however, though, on Carl. I think Wise and Zulan remain on Jean, as does Coup d'Ace here. Let's see then how quickly these two teams can generate their supers.
Bit of a poke and prod here. It always seems like the third game of a set starts off with these teams employing a bit more conservative strategies, not really making those aggressive pushes early on. Zulan going to hold center of the map while there's some tit for tat over on the right side in those bushes. Omen, Elite, ready to grab that 4th gem, just checking those bushes to make sure that there's no big threat.
Yep, Coup d'Ace has super now as well, which is going to be a difficult one for Zulan to get around, but Corey could choose to go in. If he does, however, it's likely Coup d'Ace might pull him just to cancel that out. We'll see what he chooses to do here. He doesn't choose to use the super, he's going to retain that and hold it out. And look at the amount of gems in the center of this map, just be waiting to be collected.
And Coup d'Ace will collect one of them at least. With Corey down, Zulan was unconfident at grabbing those gems in the center, but with a big push now, the protected pirouette trying to keep Carl up. This is a chance to grab gems. Zulan gets one of them. The other 2 are going to go into Riley, though. A big super grabs the enemy gem carrier, but they can't finish off the gems. They're going to be sitting there on the map for Carl and Miguelon to claim. Still 8 gems for the red team. They just need to grab 2 more. Now 1 more to win it all.
Oh, the pull from Zulan was just an inch out of line of Coup d'Ace, and now Coup d'Ace pulling Corey for those additional 2 gems. It honestly could have changed if that pull had connected, but it was just devastatingly just out of range.
That is the perfect sort of aggression that you would expect from Jordan, even though his team only had 10 gems and him dying would have been the end of the game. He made the play necessary to shut down those enemy brawlers and earn that victory. The comeback win for PSG Esports, the reverse sweep in that set, sets them up very well with a 2-0 set score overall.
Yeah, PSG are doing a really, really good job at the moment of just remaining composed, I think, mainly. We've seen them behind, we've seen them fighting back, and again now, with 2 sets up, you know, they're in a great spot at the moment to continue on this competition.
They look undefeatable. I don't know if Omen Elite can qualify. Even if they win all 3 at this point, they would be behind in the tiebreaker against SK Gaming. Still, though, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt and let the calculations run in the background as we watch the set number 3 to take place very soon. It's going to be Siege once again. Remember, Mr. P is banned for both teams. We'll take a quick look at some of the set stats. There you see a appreciable 21-14 kill-death ratio there for PSG Esports, dealing quite a bit of damage, as always, for their opponents.
Yeah, the thing with kills and deaths is that I don't know really necessarily whether, you know, just more kills or deaths means something. I mean, for me, I think it's like what we were saying earlier, really, like if you have it's the weight that is attached to that kill that you make for your team. Like one gene pull and all those gems going down is far more advantageous than getting perhaps like 3 or 4. But here we go into nuts and bolts then. No Mr. P, like you say, though. Not going to be seeing him on here.
Too bad. Well, Nuts and Bolts is a great map to play this Siege fight on. There's just a few little bushes to kind of hide around in, but quite often in this map we've seen ties in that Bolt score, sometimes with only 1 or 2 Siege machines ever being deployed in the game. We're going to be starting off on the left side of the map. All 3 Omen players are going to be grouping up together. That could be danger if Sandy is able to find a few shots on him. But
yeah, that can stack. Zulu with a great early pull on Riley as well. They're both actually going down. But I think it's wise that Kupta Ace and Zulan do remain playing Gene. They're warmed up to it. They've been very consistent with him. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And Magic Puffs making an appearance as well, which I think is the better star power in this circumstance here. The early roll from Riley getting that damage on that bot as it advances onto the PSG Ike.
And Migaloon playing Rosa as well. I know you're a big fan of Rosa, so excited to see her making a debut here. Even though there's not too many bushes in this map, still, I was pretty surprised that Relay made such an aggressive attack against that Siege machine before it even got within range of his own Ike turret. Didn't take any damage on his Ike, but kind of losing center control of the map here. They're going to pull back and do their best to win this next Bolt race. It's tied up right now, 2-2, and it looks like PSG actually are going to be able to grab hold of it again and get the next Siege machine.
So many gene pulls going back and forth right now. They're so consistent. Ace and Zulu have not missed a single pull so far. The accuracy of these 2 players playing this brawler is insane to watch. I love it.
Yeah, why play Piper when you can just get these sniping pulls with a Gene, drag them all the way back to your side of the map and finish them off. Easy peasy. Nice pull there from Zulan, also able to pull the Siege bot off the Ike, avoiding a lot of damage there. His Ike only going down into the 80s.
Yeah, it was a great play. Jordan almost went down, actually, because of that pull by Zulan there. Oh, no. Surviving about 100 HP. Magellan having issues now. Needs to heal up. I'll be able to see whether she is running Plant Life or Thorny Gloves. Let's see. Oh, no, don't see. You're not going to find out. Kupta Ace shut that one down.
Shut it down, and PSG Esports with only 6 seconds left just have to hold on to a few more bolts, and it looks like that's going to be it. PSG gets the last and final Siege. That ought to be a walk-away win from them, barring some sort of miracle.
Well, this is the thing now. The only thing really that Omen Elite can do is try to get like an additional bit of damage, but this bot is coming in. I don't think that Corey's already, I think, given up here. There's literally nothing now, and PSG are going to take this first game of Siege pretty comfortably.
Well played to them, a 1-1 draw in those first couple of sets and having to come around with a reverse sweep. But in set number 3, PSG Esports is looking dominant already. They just need one more win to secure a 3-0 sweep of Omen Elite.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, I think that, you know, with regards to tiebreakers, I think that PSG have done more at this present moment in time. Omen Elite, I think today have won 3 games counting, so it's going to be tricky for them now. This is now pretty much their last chance potentially to be able to come back and fight for their place tomorrow. Let's see what happens in this. Let's give a Siege.
It is their last chance. Yeah, if they lose this game, it's all Ogre. Arc.
Ogre or Ogre?
One last, good question. One last map to play here in Siege. And I'm kind of wondering, do you expect a Brawler swap up from Omen Elite? What could give them the edge that they need?
I think you're right there in that question. I think that a Brawler comp change might give them some options, and I think options is what they need at the moment. What they were using before obviously wasn't working out too well. I would retain the Gene. I think the Gene pick is good. Maybe go for a Rosa, but we're not going to see that. No, we're going to see we're going to change the skin of Barley. Yeah, go for the Canadian skin. Skins equals wins, right?
Skins equals wins, yeah.
Facts.
Well, Maple Barley's tossing some syrup into the middle of the map there, trying to get the kill on Coupe d'Ace, but he is looking relatively safe there in the backside, grabbing both of those first couple of bolts that spawn. PSG not going to be able to be denied in this first siege bot, but as we've seen before, it's not always the first siege bot that wins the game, especially at just level 2. You may not even be able to get any damage off of that if defense is holding up.
Yeah, we saw Clash today very successfully waiting on that very final siege push before getting the victory secured here. Zelen's got super, he's actually going to hold on to it here. I wonder whether he's changing star power potentially because he's getting maybe some more damage, or Corey's super's going to go out. No, Magic Puffs is Zulan's star power, and that Sandy super is going to provide a nice curtain here for Omen Elite to push in. Good roll from Ronnie and good takedown as well.
Look out, though, because there's Rude Winds on the other side of the map. PSG trying to hold on to the center of the map, and it looks like they will gain possession of the mid map. They're going to tie up the Bolt scoring and about to pull ahead. Wow, a missed pull from Zulan there might be what turns this game around now. PSG going to get the second siege bot and look at hold control of the middle again. Coupe d'Ace gets a beautiful pull and will set up for an amazing siege bot push. Let's see what they're able to do with it.
Yeah, I think the pressure might be getting here to Omen Elite, a couple of missed pulls here and there, and now the consistency still remaining in PSG. It was a good pull from Zenon, but is it too little too late here? There is only 24% left on the Ike as that bot is still rolling in Apex, and it's over.
It's all over! Paris Saint-Germain Esports takes the match! Victory over Omen Elite, and they will advance to the semifinals tomorrow as the first seed in this group.
What an incredible day we have had. So many insane moments, and congratulations to PSG, commiserations to Omen Elite. That was amazing to watch.
PSG Esports and Clash, definitely the two names of the day. Undefeated teams advancing from the group stage into the semifinals tomorrow. They'll have a strong chance at moving on to the finals since they'll have preferential seeding in that bracket. Don't forget also we have an East Asia finals tomorrow with two new teams, but let's send it back to Daniel Falcone.
Thank you, Woody. What a day of Brawl Stars we have had. Yes, we had some domination earlier on from Clash and from SK, but then things got much closer. Sadly, we are now saying goodbye to Omen Elite as we have our top 4 teams. Let's take a little look at tomorrow's bracket and see what we've got coming up. As there you go. First, Clash will be taking on SK Gaming, and after that, PSG Esports will be up against Code Magic. Then the winner of those matches will be facing off in our finals. Don't forget though, like Woody said just a moment ago, we will also have our Asia finals between Jupiter and 3 Bears. That'll be happening first tomorrow at 12 p.m. CET. That's when we're going to be starting. That's 12 p.m. CET. I hope you've all had a wonderful day and enjoyed the broadcast, and we'll see you tomorrow.